All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Sunday stream. And this is probably going to be the most divisive stream that I've put out on this channel, anyways. I'm going to be real with you. I am just dumbfounded. I'm dumbfounded. I'm shocked. I'm angry. I'm angry at what I see going on in this community regarding the Nick Rekieta situation. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right off the bat, right at the start of the stream. Um, if you think that we're all just EVS followers, we're all just EVS shields, whatever you want to call us, because we've been accused of that. Tonight's stream is going to, at least in my case, prove that notion wrong. Yeah, prove that notion wrong. Because I have a strong disagreement with Ethan on the Rekieta situation. And I'm just, I mean, I'm just, I can't believe that the people that I see rallying to Nick's defense, um, even after everything that's come out, even after the search warrant has come out, all the statements from people surrounding the situation, all of that, and yet people are still willing to go to bat for Nick Rekieta. And this goes along with what I've been saying, with the Ripaverse and Eric July, and that is that we have these cults of personality. We build up these figures who speak our values, who are mouthpieces for our ideology, even if they don't live those values themselves, obviously. And we go to bat for them. We defend them. We act as their shield. And I'm not going to lie, it's very creepy. It's cult. It's cult like. It is a cult. That's what it is. It's very creepy. I'm just really disturbed. I'm really disturbed. And some of the stuff coming out, man, to try and excuse this whole situation. Some of the people trying to defend Nick. I mean, all these conspiracy theories. How apparently Nick's church and some of Nick's family members and the local government, the police, people have even said, I kid you not, people have even said that Joe Biden himself is involved in a conspiracy to arrest Nick Rekieta. There's some crazy ass people out there, man. There is some crazy ass people. I mean, the mental gymnastics you have to do to come up with these type of conspiracy theories it just blows my mind. You should be in the Olympics. That's how good you are at gymnastics, mental gymnastics. Michael says it baffles my mind that people are actually blaming the children. Yeah, and we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because I can't believe EVS did this. I can understand EVS wanting to give Nick the benefit of the doubt because he's talked to Nick. He knows Nick. I get that. I disagree with him. Me and Tony were arguing about this a few streams ago. And I understood where Tony was coming from. I just vehemently disagreed. I think he was wrong. But see, that's the thing. EVS, I think, went over the line. Tony did not go over the line. Tony didn't go over the line. Because we can have legitimate disagreements. I understood where he was coming from. He was coming at this from a very legalistic standpoint. He was coming at this from, innocent to proven guilty and everything. I disagreed with the standpoint. I disagree with the logic behind it, but I at least could understand the logic behind it. Tony was not blaming the children, though. That's the thing. EVS comes out and he's actually blaming the kids. And what he says about the kids really, really disturbs me. It's And it's not just EVS. I don't want to act like I'm just picking on EVS tonight. It's other people as well. It's other people as well. Michael says, I've actually heard one person blame the 16-year-old. What 16-year-old has the finances and time to raise their siblings? So a 16-year-old has to go to school, get a part-time job, and to pay for groceries. Apparently. I don't think I don't know exactly how old Tony is. But then again, he's not blaming the kids. But EVS, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, like the world's different than what it was when you were a kid. When you were a teenager, the world was different. All right. People, a 16-year-old in today's world cannot go out and get a job, go to school, all this other stuff. I mean, listen, my dad had to drop out of school when he was a teenager. You should never have to choose between your financial well-being and going to school. You go to school to improve your financial well-being. Just because you could drop out of school and get a job back then doesn't mean it was the right policy, doesn't mean it was the right thing to do. It was wrong then, it's wrong now. A 16-year-old can't handle this. It's insane, and it's not the job of a 16-year-old to do this. When you have a child, you are committed to 18 years of taking care of those children. Period. End of story. It was the job of Nick and his wife, the mother and the father. Period. End of story. We know that. We all know that. On top of all that, we have major inflation. There is no way a 16-year-old is capable of taking care of 4 siblings. Most adults can't even take care of their families. Like the economy is so screwed up, it's ridiculous. I was doing a stream yesterday on the Real Talk channel. And let me explain to you how crazy things are. So you have these health insurance companies. And the health insurance is just outrageous. The monthly premiums are outrageous. And you have people working for the insurance companies selling health insurance who are not able to afford the very health insurance that they are selling. That's fucking crazy. I want you to keep that in mind. They themselves are not able to afford the very insurance that they are selling to other people. The economy is fucked. And we expect a teenager to be able to handle things when adults are having a hard enough time. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? And who knows, a 16-year-old could very well be taking care of their siblings and their junkie parents. Possibly. And you know that having their childhood stripped away from them like that because of what their parents are doing, that's going to lead to all sorts of bitterness and resentment. It will. And they will never forgive their parents for it. They will never forgive them. I haven't forgiven my mother for what she did to me. You don't know what kind of trauma this is doing to these children. You really don't. When the when the body cam footage drops, these people are going to have egg all over their faces. Yeah, they are. And I'll tell you right now, I have been made aware that Kiwi Farms is in the process of acquiring the body cam footage, and that is going to get released. We are going to see the body cam footage at some point. And when it happens, it's like I told Tony, man. I'm going to get on stream. I'm going to be like, somebody pick up that phone. I fucking called it. Because I know as someone who is involved in one of these situations as a child, I know how these situations turn out. I know all the signs of it. I just do. So when the body footage comes out, the body cam footage comes out, and we see just how bad this shit is, I expect apologies, not to me, but to these children. I expect these people to be humbled. I really do. Because let's be honest here. All right. If this was Eric July, if this was Eric July that had done this, we would be tearing him a new one, and rightfully so, as we should. But because it's Nick Rekieta, somebody that we thought was on our side, well, then all of a sudden, we can't judge Nick Rekieta. No, 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 no. We got to come to his defense. Do we care about principles or do we care about personalities? Which one is it, guys? Which one is it? The whole situation makes me angry. I'm just I've been seething all day. I'm going to be honest with you. I have been seething all day. What's going on? I've literally just dropped in. Also, I'm playing Stalker. It is very fun and difficult. We're talking about the hypocrisy and the double standards when it comes to the Nick Rekieta situation. I've lived in a drug addicted home. That house will be just as I imagine. Dude, I'm debating. I'm debating whether I should show pictures of my old bedroom that was in my mother's house. Just to show you how bad that house is. And what my mother turning into a den of drugs did to that home. I might do that because I mean, it's pretty damn shocking. Remember, I used to sleep in this shit, dude. Wizard of Wordplay says, can't pop in, but Minnie said that Eric, according to the ISOM trademark, needed to be smart and know the law. Then a lawyer gets busted with coke and maybe worse, and they give him a pass. Yeah. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a double fucking standard. It is a double fucking standard. Yes. If this was Nerdrotic or Eric or anyone else, they'd all be bad. Yes. Why are we giving this guy a pass? If we're going to apply principles to one person, it applies to every person. Period. End of story. That's called fucking consistency, people. That's called fucking consistency. Fuck me, dog. I mean, I'm seriously, because I've got pictures from what my mother did to my room. That den of drugs that I grew up in. It's pretty horrifying. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see something similar in Rekieta's house. I really wouldn't. Honestly, when you see the side by side of Rekieta from a year or two ago and present day, it's such a dramatic and shocking change. Alcoholism is serious business, as is drugs. No, Nick Rekieta looks like The Walking Dead. They all do. Him, his wife, his mistress, they all look like The Walking Dead. There's no proof of harm. Yeah. And I'm so tired of people saying, well, harm only applies like when it's immediate. No. Guys, fuck me. This is 2024. Do you know how much the field of human psychology has advanced? How much more we know about trauma? What trauma does to people, especially to children later in life? This is how you end up with adults who do awful, horrific crimes because of childhood trauma. We know this shit. We know better. We need to stop acting like, well, harm only is physical, blah, 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 blah. No, it's emotional. It's mental. He has fucked these kids up. He has fucked these kids up. Like, we know better. I'm sorry you grew up in a generation to where they treated you like crap when you were a child, mentally and emotionally. But we know better now. You don't treat your kids like this. You just don't. because you're fucking up their minds for their entire lives. Michael says the ironic thing is that this was nerd rot. That if this was nerd erotic, I can't stand Gary, but I give him props for manning up and getting sober. To each their own. I have a hard time doing that because he was selling drugs to kids back in the day, and we don't know what kind of ramifications his actions had on those children. So I have a hard time feeling any kind of sympathy for Gary, to be honest. Nick Rekieta looks like he just got out of a cartel holding cell. Dude, he might have some ties to the cartel, given how involved he was with drugs. I'm just being honest. Which, if that's the case, prison might be the last of his worries. Potentially Criminal said he's seen the pics and it's pretty bad. Doesn't Potentially Criminal have a YouTube channel? If so, we might check that out. We might check out that video. I don't doubt. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to show the pictures of my room so you guys can see what a drug den looks like. So you can see what it does to a child's bedroom, which is supposed to be their place of comfort and safety. Feel bad for the kids. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's really not. Michael says Nick is either going to end up in prison or on the streets. Potentially, yeah. Wizard says that they want to argue that the kids didn't know about the drugs. They knew about the swinging. They can see the laundry that stretches to the hallways, and they definitely see the arrest that he caused. Yeah. And actually, from what I understand, like people were saying, oh, like, why didn't the kids wash their own clothes and stuff? Well, hell, if you're living in a drug, you guys don't let me explain this shit to you. When my mom had all of her drug buddies over, I was terrified. I wasn't even allowed to go to the kitchen to get a can of Pepsi or whatever. As long as her drug buddies were there, I couldn't even go get myself a drink. Imagine having that kind of restriction in your own home. It's awful, man. And then we're going to go and blame the kids. I can tell you from experience, the kids know all about it. Oh, they do. They do. Like, I sympathize with these kids. I know what they're going through. I know what this does, and it's not pretty. I mean, it's absolutely awful. It is absolutely terrible. I'm trying to find the pictures of my mom's house. Fuck, I don't know where they are. Anyways, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. For now, let's go ahead. It's almost 20 minutes in. Let's go ahead and watch the EVS clip. Michael says, at the age of 4, I knew my mom and dad were drunks, and I knew the men coming over to see my mom were up to no good. Yep. Yeah. That's about how old I was when all this started. Especially when they go to school the next day and everything is local news. All that dirty laundry, for lack of a better term, comes out anyways. Oh, yeah, dude, listen. If I had the money to do it, I would move out of where I live. Too many people know my mom, and it's embarrassing. Has Rekieta streamed at all since the arrest? I think he may have streamed on locals, but I don't think he's had like a public stream. No. Nick Rekieta looks like one of the goals from Fallout or a junkie from Fallout and one of the characters from Stalker. He looks like the Living Dead. That's what he looks like. Fuck, man. I cannot find these pictures. I know I've got them saved somewhere. Oh, here they are. All right, I'm gonna let the clip from EVS plays out, and then I'm gonna upload some of these pictures so you guys can see how bad this shit gets. So here we go.
R2D tuna. The Nick thing's got me feeling some sort of way. Couldn't even hit like on your last stream. I found you and others through him. I literally feel sick. There are people who are, and I didn't know Nick was this disliked, but I want you to understand that, I am also, like him, very disliked for some of the stances that I've taken. And I get it. Like, I completely, I see what he's going through. I see what people are saying about him. And on the one hand, I like Nick and I've known him for a long time through, not like personally, but live streamed with him. I've known him from the internet. I've made jokes with him. I've watched him drink whiskey. So I like him and I'm on his side. On the other hand, there are the allegations against him. Clearly he's using drugs. Clearly, in the process of using drugs, some things about his life have fallen through the cracks, and he's currently going to be put through the legal system for those things. I don't care what people say. I like Nick, and I want him to get through this. That doesn't mean I want him to escape accountability. I think he needs to be held accountable so that he can find reality underneath his feet, and start to rebuild his life, right? And that's what I want for him. But do I want him to suffer? Like, these people want him to suffer and like go to prison. And somebody said on Twitter, they said, Nick should be in prison for what he did to those children. What did he do to the children exactly? These people some of you guys are crazy. You understand? Some of you people are fucking nuts for what he did to his children. Now, I grew up in a house with I had 8 brothers and sisters. There were 9 of us. My dad, who you guys met and you liked, he's turned his life around. When I was growing up, my dad had a problem with drugs, and he neglected us. He didn't pay the bills, all kinds of problems. Like, I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like. You can't tell now. I know what it's like to go to school having not eaten all day because there's no food in the house. I know what it's like to not have lunch money in my pocket. I know what it's like to be wearing old clothes from 3 years ago that are unwashed. I know what this all is. I know what it's like. My parents dropped the ball too. But if they had gone to prison for that, our lives would have been immeasurably worse than they were. Okay? We would have been like people saying, well, you should send your parents should go to prison. We would have been like, fuck you, get away from my mom and dad, which is probably what the Rekieta children would say to the same righteous social justice warriors who are demanding that Nick and Kayla go to prison. They'd say, fucking get away from our parents. We don't want them to go to prison. We love our mom and dad. We understand they have a problem. They got to get straightened out. We want life to go back to the way it was. It's not going to go back to the way it was if they're in prison, okay? So that's the first thing. Don't think you're speaking for the children, their children, when you're saying Nick should go to prison. Fuck you. That's what they would say, because that's what I would say to you when I was 14, 15, and in similar circumstances, okay? The other thing about it is, and this is kind of if you're thinking from the kids' standpoint, from the kids' perspective, we all learned how to stand on our own 2 feet. You see this person here who's sitting before you who doesn't give a shit what Gary Nerdrotic says or does, what Eric July is gonna, their efforts to deplatform me and all this stuff. Marvel and DC, I don't need them. I can do this by myself. And one of the reasons why is because I grew up having to look after myself. I grew up having to become self-reliant, having to make plans, having to, cope with life, as it were, being unkind to me, being unfair, and finding a way to be self-reliant. I didn't become a welfare kid. I wasn't I was never, I never took a handout. I never did anything like that. I got a job when I was 15 frying chicken, and I worked all through high school. The minute I could work, I started taking care of myself. And then when I started making real money, like at 17, 18, at the caricature stand, and then going to work for Harris Comics, I started paying the bills around the house with that money. So, listen, this stuff actually is probably, I know this sounds hard to believe to some of you pussies, this is actually going to be good for the kids, okay? In a way, it is. They're going to grow up to be stronger, more self-reliant, as long as they can, they realize, to some degree, we got to make sure our own clothes are clean. We got to, we got to feed ourselves. It all sounds terrible. It's going to be better for them. It was better for us in a way. It built stronger Americans, okay? Which is how I see it. So, no, the kids they're going to do better with Nick and Kayla not in prison. They're going to do better with Nick and Kayla in recovery. And if the kids have to spend time with a family member, a grandparent for a little while that happens, which is probably going to be the case, that's fine. But it's got to be temporary. And what I'm hoping for is I'm hoping to see, and I hope you guys are too, because you're not insane, okay? I'm hoping for a beautiful redemption arc. I'd like to see whatever happens to Nick be fair. It's some punishment is coming his way. Whatever it is, I hope it's not too extreme. I hope it's fair. And I'd like to see him get into recovery and turn his life around and get back to being the Nick of 6 years ago. And I think that's what everybody wants. Except for, no, EBS, you're insane, says Commandant VHS. Oh my God, you and Barnes, bad take, says Dust in the Wind. Oh my goodness, oh yeah, I'm the nut. Boo, Ethan, boo, execute him. Okay, let me change my... he has to go to the guillotine. He's got to go to the guillotine. His kids probably have to go to a workhouse, some Dickensian workhouse to be rescued. The government has to certainly take, all of these. The government must take the children in. They're going to do better with the. I mean, come on, guys. Let's get real here. Let's get serious. Would you ever want to be taken away from your parents? Would you ever want the government to take your parents away from you just because?
Yes. I'm gonna stop right there. The answer is yes. I wish my mom had been taken away when I was a kid. I would have been better for it. I wouldn't have had to have gone through what I did. I wouldn't have had to deal with what I did, and it wouldn't have affected me as negatively as it did. Thank God I had my grandmother and my father there. Thank God. And one of my older sisters, my oldest sister, she's just as bad as my mom, if not worse. But my other older sister, who's slightly younger than her, she was like a mom to us. She really was. And thank God for her. But this is absolutely disgusting. I mean, I don't know how a person can say this shit. In 2024, given everything we know about child psychology, how can you say this shit? How can you say this shit? Holy crap. We got so many chats to go through. We got so many chats to daggum. All right. So let's let's get started. Let's get started with the chats. How did Nick get all the way into his 30s before acting like an OOC 20-year-old? I don't know what that means. I bet Neurotic is trying to get Nick's kids to buy crack from him. Wouldn't surprise me. To me, it seems like people who are really defending Nick are those who grew up in a more normal home. If you grew up with substance abuser and bad parents and you don't give them any slack, I don't. I really don't. Listen. Let me be absolutely clear about this. I have almost no sympathy for drug addicts. Almost no sympathy. In very rare cases would I have sympathy for drug addicts. And that would be something like if you were born addicted to something, like your mother used drugs when you were in the womb and you have issues stemming from that's one thing, because that's not really your fault. But what Nick and Kayla did, no, I have no sympathy. None at all, because I know what these kids are going through. According to Kiwi Farms, Nick is a trust fund kid. His dad has helped him out for most of his adult life. Yeah, I heard that too. Once the details in the various affidavits and warrants came out, really hard to defend the dude at all. But yet some people are still trying. He failed to be a father. He failed to protect his own children. That's what he did, Ethan. Nick isn't a nice guy. He's a piece of shit. Exactly. Some boomers have the mentality of "I made it, so it's fine." See, this is what gets me about people that are in EVS's generation. You have this mentality of everybody must respond to situations in the same way I do, and if they don't, then there's something wrong with them. No, everybody's different. Everybody's unique. Everybody has a different way of handling things or not being able to handle things. I mean, that's we know this. Not everybody is you, Ethan. It's a very egotistical mindset. I should have listened to Josh and pulled up. E's take on this honestly is making him unwatchable. I can't stand watching his takes on the situation. I can't either. I can't do it, man. This is insulting to me and everybody that's had to grow up in a situation like this. EVS worked before child labor laws were invented. Yeah, probably. Again, but he thinks we need to go back to the good old days. You know, the good old days for him. Not for everybody else, not for most people. If hardship builds character, what's a better hardship than having your dad go to prison? Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't think you need hardship to build character. I mean, some people are just born with character. Some people have to develop it. Again, it's just everybody's different. But if it comes down to having no father or having a terrible piece of shit father, the better option is to have no father. All day, every day. All day, every day. Yeah, he needs to be. Well, I'm not going to say that on stream. I don't want to get taken down. Those lazy kids should get jobs and help out daddy. Help out with daddy's drug habit. Exactly. Let Ava have some hardship, dipshit. Let her spend a weekend at the Reketas. Yeah. Oh, if it was EVS's daughter, all of a sudden Papa Bear comes out. Kayla would take the fall in due time before Rekieta does. He already made her second to him when he paid his own bond to be unconditional, yet did not pay hers, so she has conditions. And yeah, of course, because he's a piece of shit. He's out to save himself. He doesn't care about his wife. He doesn't care about the kids. Nothing. Hey, guys, if y'all are going to send all these chats and everything, how about throwing in a few super chats? I'm just saying. Like, daggum. I think Kayla can get clean and have the kids, no problem. Nick is mainly the problem. He was a drug addict and the kind that wants other people to be as addicted as him. I'm not going to give her that benefit of a doubt just yet. We'll see. I had to stop watching EVS because of shit takes like this. I mean, this is just fucking terrible. Like, conservatives wonder, like, why do so many people think that we're heartless and we're cruel? Because of shit takes like this. Because of shit like this. Do you know how cruel? How heartless that this sounds? I mean, this is terrible. Only a matter of time before the oldest was invited in. See, that's the thing. If they didn't get the parents out, the kids could have got addicted. They could have been brought into this. Sick and wrong, man. Yeah, it is. Once you have kids, all sympathy is gone. Exactly. I think he is just defending Nick because Nick and E were on the same team against Eric July. If he admits Nick did wrong, then it could be used against him. No, you just come out and said that you didn't know how bad the situation was. And I'm assuming that EVS didn't. I mean, hell, I stream with different guys all the time. If one of them did something like this, I'm gonna get on here and be like, listen, guys, I had no idea this shit was going on. This person's never coming back on stream. I'm cutting off all ties with them. I mean, it really is as simple as that. He's talking, of course he is. Well, we might have to look into EVS's stream then. Ethan's brother has a comic about how they grew up called One Dirty Tree. I haven't read it, but I think Noah has a differing opinion on how they grew up. I'm interested then to see what Ethan's opinion is of his brother. What about the mom? The mom's a piece of shit too. I don't know. Critical think. I don't know what that was in reference to, but some cons take nuclear family way too far. Like, what if the best family is right behind the adoption papers? Exactly. Just because they are your blood relatives doesn't mean that it's the best situation for you. Sometimes adoption is better. Sometimes it's better to go with another family. No, I am. Listen, my mom's in prison right now for selling drugs, and I hope she stays there until the day she dies, because she's not capable. She is not capable of existing outside of a prison. I'm just being completely honest. I'm just being completely honest. What's up, Baki? But they'll say anyone who takes their kid to a pride parade is child abuse, but mommy and daddy could be addicts and neglect their kids. Yeah. Again, this comes down to Nick is in EVS's mind. Nick is one of us. Therefore, I must defend him. And if you notice, let me actually go back just a little bit. Because there's something very telling right here at the beginning of this segment.
War. How about this trial? I don't know. R2D tuna. The Nick thing's got me feeling some sort of way. Couldn't even.
We got a $10 super chat from Robot Glock. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I thought you had to have above 1,000 subscribers to get super chats. I think it used to be that way. I recall channels begging for subs so they get to 1K and monetize. Okay, so it did used to be that way. I don't know when it changed, but it did used to be that way. However, they did change it to where if you hit 500 subscribers, you can get super chats and memberships, but you still have to hit 1,000 to get ad revenue. So I can make money off of super chats. If I start doing memberships, I can make money off of that, but I can't get ad revenue. So I do have to hit 1,000 to get ad revenue. So they kind of created two tiers of monetization. So when you hit 500, you get like half of the monetization. When you get to 1,000, you get like the whole package. So they did change it somewhat. But appreciate the $10 super chat, Robot Glock. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I've always had the mentality that those closest to what you believe are the ones you have to police the hardest. No kid gloves for those with more platform. They're what everyone sees you as. Exactly. So my whole thing about this is that do we really want, if you're a conservative, do you really want Nick Rekieta speaking for you? Is that what you want representing you? I don't. I don't know why you would. Can we not have quality people representing us? Is that too much to ask? Baki says, again, EVS caused the Eric July drama is still worse. Eric July is still... So here's the thing. Like, when it came to Eric July and EVS, I sided with EVS. But in the Rekieta and EVS drama, I'm siding with the... Well, I'm not siding with anybody. I obviously Nick is a piece of shit, and I think Ethan is just talking fucking insanity right now. And again, like I know it's going to be a divisive take because there's overlap between my audience and his audience. I understand that. Obviously, I'm a much smaller YouTuber, but there's people that have watched me that like him and vice versa. And I know it's divisive, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. What have I said in so many streams? I will not lie to you guys. I am going to give you my honest to God opinion. I am going to give you my reasons for saying what I say and believing what I believe. You can take it or leave it. You can like it or not. And I had 2 subscribers, 2 new people subscribe just today that said that they appreciate that I'm reasonable, that I come with logic and facts, and I'm level-headed. And that's why they subscribed. And I appreciate that. Yo, chat. Yo, my subscribers. You smart. You beautiful. You loyal. All right? I love you guys. We got $2 from Red. Nerdrotic's wife says, oink, oink. Kermie? Kermie? Did you hear about Rekieta, Kermie? He got put up in the slammer, Kermie. They're going to take me to where they make the sausage, Kermie. Help me, Kermie. You remember the slammer, don't you, Kermie? That's where they locked you up at after you so cracked the kids. I like doing that too. The other panel I'm on doesn't mesh well with that sometimes. Yeah, I know. Me and Tony, we've had our disagreements on this, but as far as I know, Tony's not said anything about blaming the kids. Like that's a thing. Like Tony, I understood where Tony was coming from when we had our disagreement. And there's no harsh feelings between me and Tony. I want to make that clear. I understood where he was coming from. He was coming at it from a more legalistic perspective. I get that. I was coming at it from a more moral perspective. And I understand where he was coming from. And as far as I know, he's not said anything about the kids. But EVS has, and that's crossing a line. So that's why I'm calling out EVS. Michael says, I was an EVS fan until 2018. He certainly understands comics and is right about Eric July. The rest of his takes are usually bad. EVS is a great comic book creator. Cyberfrog is good. His run on Green Lantern is absolutely fantastic. EVS is not a child psychologist. He's not a child psychologist. So he really has no authority to speak on this matter. And I'm not a child psychologist either, but my opinion, what I'm saying aligns with the research of child psychologist experts. So I am simply repeating what has already been determined as fact in the research by the experts. So I'm not giving you my opinion. I am reiterating the research. I am reiterating the facts. That's 2 different things. I don't know where EVS is pulling. I mean, EVS is just pulling from his own experience. And I am too, to a certain extent, but I'm also backing it up with what the experts say. EVS is full of awful takes. I stopped watching him a while ago. I don't want to get to that point, but we're getting to that point. I really don't. I really don't, because I like EVS. I like that he stood against cancel culture. But this is really fucking bad. I mean, this is really, really fucking bad. And I want you guys to listen to this part of the clip, because this is quite interesting. I want you guys to listen to this part of the clip. I think this tells a lot about where he's coming from.
Hit like on your last stream. I found you and others through him. I literally feel sick. There are people who are, and I didn't know Nick was this disliked, but I want you to understand that, I am also, like him, very disliked for some of the stances that I've taken. And I get it. Like, I completely, I see what he's going through. I see what people are saying about him. And on the one hand.
All right. That right there, I want you guys to just keep in mind what he just said. What EVS is saying here, let me sum it up for you guys. I see in myself a kindred spirit with Nick Rekieta. I, EVS, see a kindred spirit in Nick Rekieta. The system, the left, whatever, the authorities, whatever you want to call it, they're attacking Nick just like they attacked me. EVS is taking his situation where he was canceled and fired from DC Comics, and he is wrapping that up, he is tying his identity, his own experience, into Nick Rekieta's situation. That is a really fucking dumb take. That is some really fucked up logic to be to be basing your judgment of this situation on. And don't get me wrong, what happened to EVS was fucked up. It should have never happened. But to compare what happened to EVS with what is going on with Nick Rekieta, are you fucking kidding me? I'm going to say something, and this is probably going to be very controversial, especially for people that like EVS. But I think that EVS has been fighting this culture war for so long that he sees enemies around every corner. He sees opponents around in every shadow. Every shadow. And so, because he's had this relationship with Nick, because they've had similar takes, because they've been fighting this culture war for so long together, you know, he is taking this personally. He views what's going on with Nick as an attack on himself. He's wrapping up his identity in Nick's situation. And that is creating a situation to where that's creating a mindset within EVS to where he cannot be objective and unbiased. In other words, he's too close to the situation to give an objective view. That's what's going on with EVS. That's what I really believe that this stems from. The culture war has ruined people from FNT to EVS. Yeah, I think I honestly think EVS, because he's getting up there in years, it might be time for EVS to go ahead and wrap up the story of Cyberfrog, and then after that, lay the pen down and retire. Enjoy the rest of your life. I mean, listen, I've said before, if I wrote something like a Harry Potter or the Lord of the Rings and it made a shit ton of money, I'm never working again a day in my life. I'd probably still do the YouTube thing, but that's just because I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy giving my opinions on shit. But I would live a much more carefree life, and I wouldn't get wrapped up in if I had that type of money, I would have fuck you money. Like, I don't have to give a shit what the culture war is about at that point. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, EVS needs to take a break. Lots of people disagreeing with EVS in his chat tonight. Smart people. I don't know why he thought this is 2024, Ethan. People don't think like this anymore. People do not, and this isn't a right or left thing. This is on both sides. People do not find that type of child raising, that type of environment for children to be acceptable. We have changed and upgraded our standards. Now, you don't have to like it, but you do have to accept it because you live in a society which has accepted it. All right. So we are going to go and check out we'll look into the EVS stream here in a second. But I want to get real personal with you guys. So I don't know what the Rekieta household looks like, but I'm going to show you guys what my room looks like in my mom's house. And my mom was in a very similar situation as Nick Rekieta, and I want you guys to see what the fuck I grew up with. What the fuck I grew up in. This is my childhood bedroom in that drug den that my mother called a home. I want you guys to see this. And I think this is going to make it much more personable. And you can send this shit to EVS so that he can see what the fuck this shit is like. And do not be surprised when that body cam footage of something similar to this comes out for the Rekieta household. Wizard says two sides of the same coin. As much as there are people who are too worried about feelings, there are those who care too little. Yeah. I agree with that. Some people need to get it's again the Eastern mystics had it right. It's the yin and the yang. You have to find a balance. You have to find a balance. And both the right and the left are unbalanced, but in completely different ways. Okay. So I'm going to start showing you some of these pictures. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pictures. All right, so here we go. And this is probably going to be shocking. I want you guys to imagine a little me growing up in this. So this is probably going to surprise some people. Let me zoom in on that. Yeah. Look at that. That is a bedroom. That is my bedroom. Full of junk. The bedroom I slept in as a child. Look at that. That's a drug den right there. That's what potentially these kids are going through. That's what potentially these kids are going through. Okay. So let me show you the next picture. Here's more of a bit of a zoomed out image. Remember, I had to sleep in this shit. Got like a microwave there. My grandfather's old guitar completely ruined. Just it's bringing back some real unpleasant memories. I mean, it really is. It really is. Yeah. Look, I mean, just look at that. Look at that. A child should not grow up in that. A child should not grow up in that. There's fucking rats in that. Keep that in mind. There was fucking rats in that. See, I'm not going to go through all the pictures. This next one will be the last one. This next one will be the last one. That's the floor. That was the floor of my bedroom. But oh no, I should just get over it. Toughen up, right, EVS? This is fucking normal, right? All kids should go through this because it builds characters and makes them into strong men. And go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Do not be fucking surprised. Do not be fucking surprised that body cam footage comes out and the Rekieta household looks something like this. Don't be fucking surprised. I won't. I grew up with this shit. Summer Swan says right now, AVS is mainly EFAPing a flash cast going over the situation. Not sure it's worth sniping right now. Okay. People think because he was arrested, he's hit rock bottom. As a sister of an addict, I can tell you that being arrested is no, it doesn't. It doesn't. In 2022, my drug addict older sister was arrested 20 times in 1 year. and she is still doing the same shit. Get the fuck get the fuck out of here. I bet he have a different tune if living like this turned kids into socialists. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh shit. Nick's actions turned his kids into socialists. Hang him. Burn him at the stake. He's a witch. It's so ridiculous, man. I don't think it would look that bad. They paid someone to clean their house. They were sleepers for sure. It may not look that bad, but it's going to look. I think it's going to look something similar. It's not going to be this pristine household. Like don't expect that. Guys, there's some stories I could tell you about things that went on in this house. But I'm not ready to talk about that publicly yet. I'm really not. Some of the people that have been on panel in private, I would probably like Wizard, for example, or Extra Hero, Father Hostage, Katie, Tony, the other guys, TJ. I would probably I tell them about it in private. But I'm not there where I can talk about it publicly yet, because there was things that happened in that house that should not happen to a child. Just shouldn't fucking happen. And your mom's all strung out on drugs and doesn't even notice it, doesn't give a shit. Their maid quit a while ago. I mean, hell, given the situation in that house, wouldn't you? Aaron said it was horrible. Don't feel the need to do that. No, I'm not going to talk about it publicly. I mean, if it's brought up in like I trust like Tony's panel, the people that come on here, Katie, our group, I trust you guys enough to relate it to you, but I am not ready to talk about that publicly. Not there yet. No. One day maybe. Not yet. Not yet. If this situation keeps getting worse and it gets to a point to where like I feel like I need to in order to make a fucking point to defend these fucking children, then yes, but we're not at that point yet. Yeah, I know Summer Swan, but I've always tried to be real. Like what you see on stream, this is what you get. This is me. This is how I am in real life. All right. I don't bullshit you guys. It's not a character. This is me. Nick did get an unconditional release and has been spurging intermittently. What are the chances that this is because he's back on the... Of course he is. Of course he is. Guys, this is pictures of the house that I grew up in. See, I grew up in a drug den as well. I grew up in a house very similar to what the Rekieta kids grew up in. This is pictures of my bedroom. This is what I grew up in as a kid. And this is what I suspect that those kids of Rekietas, they grew up in something similar. So when the body cam footage comes out, don't be surprised if we get some shit like this. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. No, it wouldn't surprise me if he's back on the stuff, because he's an addict. He's a fucking addict. I mean, there was a story that came out that instead of spending Christmas at home with their kids, they were in Vegas on drugs and partying. I mean, what the fuck? They cared more about their drugs and their addiction than they did spending Christmas with their kids. There's only one thing that matters in an addict's life, and that is their next fix. Another problem with being Ethan's age is that your brain cannot actually remember anything from childhood. Just imagination is based on memories of talking about it. Details are gone, days run together. Um, well, I'm not at that age yet, so I can't comment. So he can look back on all that with fond memories, which at the time he probably hated it. He probably suppressed it. To be honest with you, he probably suppressed the trauma. Yeah, good church going folks. Listen, I consider myself to be a Christian, but I don't go to church. I've seen too many fake Christians to where I'm just like, I can't deal with this. They come in with their fancy suits and their fake ass smiles, acting like that they're this epitome of morality, and I'm just like, this is bullshit. Like I'm not wasting every Sunday dealing with you people. I love God. I love Christ. I'm just not dealing with some of his followers. Yeah. Sorry about that, Summer. Metokur 007, if both of them are addicts, is going to be doubly hard to get clean. Not that they will. I don't think they will. I really don't. Guys, I'm going to use my older sister as an example. My grandmother spent $120,000 of her retirement money getting her in and out of rehab and prison and trying to help her. And she's worse today than she ever was. You cannot fix an addict. You can't do it. They have to want to fix themselves. You can't do it. Yeah, I forget who it was that said this, but I love Christ. I don't like Christians. Somebody said that, and it took me a long time to understand what they were talking about, but I get it now. I grew up in a dysfunctional home and do not have fond memories at all. No whitewashing. No. You shouldn't try to change the past. You shouldn't try to change or try and justify a bad situation you went through. Um, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. It's like brain science that your hard drive of your brain can only fit in so much. So the more you know, the less you remember. Um, that's true. Consciously remember, yes. Um, there are memories that you do retain unconsciously, though, but consciously remember and able to access, yes, you're right. I don't either feel you though. My brother made our lives a living hell. Listen, my older sister, my grandmother had cancer, was on chemo, was trying to help my older sister out. The fucking bitch hit her. I mean, I cannot stand addicts. I just can't. They're cruel people. They're cruel, cruel people. The law to lawyers are divided, and I cannot believe anybody is on Nick's side. These are people. The people defending Nick Rekieta don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They really don't. They really don't. Either that or they have some kind of financial interest invested in Rekieta. Oh, and that reminds me, there's somebody who actually did have a financial interest invested in Rekieta, but he's completely turned against Rekieta, and good on him. We're going to talk about him here later in the stream. Them going to church is part of the reason the mandatory reporters reported the Requietas. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying everybody that goes to church is bad. I want to make that clear. Obviously not, but I don't want to deal with that environment. I've seen there's good people in churches, obviously, but there's some really bad ones too, guys. I mean, there's bad people everywhere, but I just was kind of burned out of organized religion, to be honest with you. It's not necessarily that it makes the memories better, but one time during the day, then it's at night, so on and so forth. No, I get what you mean. Law tubers questioning the search warrant, totally valid. All right, let's get back. Let's get off of this. Let's get to get to something else. So I do want to bring up the guy I was talking about. Well, actually, let me real quick. I want to check on Ethan's stream that he's doing right now. And I guess we'll snipe that for a second, just see what he's got going on.
You piece of shit. This isn't just an internet. See, you're doing this for clout. You're sitting there trying to get approval from certain folks.
We got a $2 super chat from Summer Swan 2. Thank you for sharing your personal experience. I will always try to be honest with you guys. Always. As best as I can. Because this is me. Like, what you see on stream is what you guys get. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I respect you too much. A great online church at the Creek on YouTube. Honestly, if I was to go back to church, I would probably go to an Orthodox church because I feel more drawn to that than I do anything else. I don't really feel drawn to Protestantism or evangelicalism anymore. There's aspects of Catholicism I like, but overall, I think I'd feel more comfortable in an Orthodox church, to be honest.
We knew how to do our own laundry. Nobody went to school with dirty clothes. We all got jobs as soon as we could, and we started to take care of ourselves. I know it's a foreign concept to a bunch of people who make content every single fucking day about how entitled and retarded this generation is. Why is this even a conversation that I'm having with conservatives? I don't understand. Well, you're asking these people to get up and pull up their bootstraps. I'm not saying that. I'm saying make a sandwich. I'm saying keep this family together. I'm saying wear clean clothes. You can do it. It's the bare minimum that you can ask of kids so that the government doesn't have to get involved, because people go and they go, these kids, they need to be placed somewhere, I guess. I don't care about internet clout. I want the Rekietas to kind of stay together as a unit. Now, they're going to be punished in whatever way. I understand this. It's not excusing them.
Why?
Jesus Christ.
No, seriously.
Hold on. Like you care. You don't give a fuck. And this guy's your friend.
Why? Why do you want him to stay together? He's a bad dude. The kids are better off without him.
And this is what I say about these people. Like, friendship with these people is valueless. It's worth nothing. It's worth absolutely nothing. Every single one of them is just waiting for you to fuck up so that they can turn on you and use you for content.
Ethan, friendship comes to an end.
They're ferocious. This is incredibly ferocious. Yellow Flash going after Nick like in private, calling him a junkie and everything. You can't be his friend even in private? Hey, man, we're just wishing for the best for you. I know you're having problems right now. Get into recovery. We care about you. I hope everything works out for you. If you need anything from us, let me know. And
notice what he said. Like, the kids are supposed to keep the family together. The kids are supposed to prevent the government from coming in.
Less than nothing.
No, that is Nick and his wife's
Don't let these
job.
people anywhere
They're the
near
parents. It's their responsibility.
God forbid you have a family crisis. God forbid there's ever a point where you make a mistake and these guys are able to fucking step on your head in public to use you for clout.
He didn't just make a mistake.
I mean, it wasn't too long ago that Nick was on this show and you were using him and his popularity in order to boost your own. And the minute he's having trouble and his life is upside down, he's drowning and you're tossing him a cinder block.
His life. What about the kids?
Laughing about it, and then going and coming after me too. Who else can you take out over this?
What about the grandparents who have to raise the kids?
Who else can you bring down over this situation?
He brought him. You son of a bitch!
You guys
he brought
feel good
himself
about yourselves, down. Man. I'm not gonna. Whatever happens to Nick, man. I'm leaving it in God's hands. But no, dude, you guys, this is bullshit. And not everybody here. Some of these guys are just sitting here thoughtfully turned away. But Flash, man, with friends like you, like seriously, like when somebody's at their worst, and Nick has been having problems. Clearly, he's had problems with addiction for a while. We've seen him go downhill. Man, you're just waiting to fucking kick his ass, aren't you? Why? Because he was a really popular YouTuber at one point. He got like hundreds of thousands of people watching him, and that made you mad. You were jealous, and so now you want to stand on his head. Man, he just needs his friends, dude. He didn't have any. He didn't have any friends. Okay, so he didn't, and that's YouTube for you. That's these people.
This is ridiculous.
That's why I don't care.
Ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
That is the fucking worst take I've ever heard.
That was what I was trying to throw to
the
you,
fucking
Tug.
kids.
Yeah, it was the whole issue of like, Tug, in your professional, experience, you understand this kind of thing. I mean, to try to expect kids in this situation watching their parents self-destruct. I mean,
fucking Nick Rekieta,
mortifying for them. This
I guess is making me agree with fucking Yellow Flash.
Would be
That's wild.
From serious depression.
They love their parents.
That's wild.
What you think is going on is objective.
How do you know
what
that?
What they think is going on is subjective.
How do you know that?
They live in their home with their parents. It's all they know. This chaos is all that they know. Okay, they're used to it. They're accustomed to Nick and Kayla, their mom and dad, and that chaos. And we all are, man. None of our parents were perfect.
And that's a good thing.
A lot of our parents had problems.
That's a good thing.
But none of us wanted to be taken away by the state and placed somewhere.
I did.
Because our parents were kooky. If you had kooky parents, if you were poor, your parents had trouble taking care of you. All they know is their parents, and they love their parents. Shut the fuck up.
You are projecting.
Shut up with your opinion.
No, you're projecting.
You're trying to hurt them.
You are projecting your feelings towards your dad onto this situation.
I'm just saying, kids, you're going to have to grow up real quick. It sucks, man. I was there too. You're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to learn some home skills, some life skills.
And that makes it right.
And it's not unusual. A lot of people have done it. A lot of people in this audience have reached out to me and said, I read your comments, and people who didn't grow up poor will not understand what you were saying. But I grew up poor. I grew up with parents who also maybe were drunks or addicts. And I understand what you meant. And, it's shocking that I even have to explain this to people. It's amazing.
Watching this. I mean, I can't imagine expecting them to just grab the bootstraps at their young ages and just pick up and roll.
Well, that's what people do.
A lot of us are parents.
That's what people do.
Honestly, what would you think? Like, God forbid, any of us were spiraling. How do you, knowing your kids, how do you think they would handle it? Do you think they would care for themselves? Do you think they would try to care for you?
Yes.
Would they crash and spiral with you? Like, what do you think would happen?
No, the kids are not going to crash and spiral with you. In fact, what's most important from this is that the kids grow up to be adults. It doesn't matter what happens to the Rekietas. They're already adults. What really matters here is what happens with the kids and what they get from this, because they're a primary concern. But you know what? Most kids, are going to take care of their parents, and it's going to affect their lives. They're not going to crash and spiral with their parents.
How do you know that?
They're going to become almost caretakers.
How do you know that?
Some bad stuff is going to happen, but it's not nearly as bad as them being taken away from their families.
Is he for real? Is he for real?
It does. It builds character, you fucking retard. It does.
From 2016 to about 2019, 2020, I dealt with it. I paid for the whole house, worked my ass off, paid for the house to get moved. Not the house, sorry, everything inside the house to get moved. Got the rental, and then eventually bought a new house, blah, 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 blah. Did all of that. I can tell you it was hard as hell. It was not fun at all. Seeing someone that like you love that much, go through that and basically die from it. It's horrible, and having to deal with the police and going to courts and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not fun. So again, I don't know anything about this Nick guy or Ethan or anything. Like, I've literally no qualms or nothing, right? No clue. But all I can tell you is that if there are kids involved, I don't even know how many kids he has. It sucks, man. Seeing one of your parents go through that and then seeing them like die from it, like I did, it's horrible.
No, because you end up becoming a caretaker. You end up becoming a caretaker for them, depending on your age.
Oh yeah, like even to this day, my family's still picking up the pieces, man. Like, it's not easy, Like, he passed away.
I'm sorry, but EVS has lost his fucking mind.
Or almost 3 years ago, and even to this day, like the effects are paramount, across my whole family, and it's horrible. It's really bad. So I don't know Nick. I hope he gets better, because again, I've seen how bad it
over this. Yes.
It's really not good.
Yeah, I mean, that's at the heart of it, because the man is clearly in crisis, So if we hear something, like, you could hear something any day. I mean, I lost a family member not too long ago, and
I can't believe a battle,
I'm
fucking agreeing with Yellow Flash.
Everyone was hoping that she was going to be able to beat it, but it just came out
I'm
of the blue. I
agreeing
mean,
with
we all knew it
Eeyore.
was coming, but it just came out of the blue that it was finally just over, you know?
Yeah.
So
Eeyore's actually got the right take on this
but
one.
we all wish him well, man. You know, it's like it's a
He
terrible
does.
thing.
And the
you know, 'cause
shittiest
it
part
can
is that
I can't deny it.
found
Yeah,
out
but back
firsthand
to
that
Ethan,
when
I
you get the
know.
police involved in
Yellow
everything,
Flash
trying
is
to
just
help-
like, how come you guys aren't talking about how much you hate Ethan? All I want to do is talk about Ethan, and you guys are actually talking about Nick. I just wanted to use Nick and his kids as a cudgel to beat up Ethan because I'm mad at Ethan for ruining my show. How come you guys are talking about Nick and relating it to your own personal experiences? That's weird. Can we get back to talking about Ethan? He's such a fucking dummy, dude. I don't know how anybody watches Yellow Flash. He's really low IQ. He's stupid. He's angry. I mean, he's really dumb, man. Why even listen? Why are these guys sitting on this panel with him quietly? You have potentially criminal. You don't have anything better to do? Like, seriously, anything is better than this. Like, literally anything would be a better use of your time than sitting here and trying to make Yellow Flash's show smarter in some way. Tug, I understand you're his friend. George, I don't know what you're doing there. You're just scowling, looking mad. You guys, do your own shows. Raging Rhino, is it helping your channel? Tom, you just shut the fuck. You stay with Yellow Flash. The two of you suck each other off.
Jesus
Raging
Christ.
Rhino, go do your own show,
we've got
man.
78
All of you guys.
people in here. My
Valiant
God.
Renegade actually has something to say. I don't agree with it, but
the
at least he
video,
has something to
guys.
say. Go do your
Like
own
the
show.
stream. Share it. My God.
Why sit here with this guy and waste your Saturday night?
A Wizard of Wordplay just sent me something.
He's an idiot. You know, he's angry. He's got an agenda. None of it really makes sense. If you're adults, why hang out with this guy? And he's like, look at how he treated me. Look at how he's treating Nick. We didn't do anything to him. Like, Nick didn't do anything to Flash to deserve this kind of treatment. Like, seriously, if Nick is your friend or if Nick was your friend, you should say to him, I want you to get better, man. Anything that you need from me, I'm here. You know, why aren't they saying that to Nick? I don't understand.
Because the kids are more important, dude.
Oh, he's a horrible person. He's a degenerate, all this, whatever. Eric July sat there and he falsely blamed Dick and Vito of instigating a lawsuit against him. And these guys were all lined up. Anything you need, Eric, anything you need to falsely to smear and destroy.
He's not doing what I think he's doing,
dishonestly,
is he?
Over some lie. Anything you need, we'll be there to help you. Their own friend is in actual crisis. And it's just like, fuck this guy. We're going to fucking do ollie off of his head.
Hold up.
Did he honestly compare what Eric July was doing to what Nick Rekieta did? He did not. He did not just make that fucking comparison. Did he?
Listen, guys, you guys know. I can't fucking stand Eric July. But as far as I understand, Eric July has never put a child through what Nick Rekieta has put his children through. That's fucking insane. Now that is actually fucking insane, dude. Holy gee, my God, the chat. Yo, I can't read that. All right, so here's the thing. Like we've got so many chats coming in. I'll try to read as many as possible, but if you want your chat for sure to get read, you got to send in a super chat because that's going to take priority. Because there's 90 people. I don't think we've ever had this many people in a stream. Appreciate it, guys. But yeah, if you want your chat to be read for sure, super chat it. But I'll try to pick out as many of these as I can. Yeah, I'm looking at the chats right now, and I mean, people are turning against EVS, and I think for good reason. Wizard of Wordplay has a good one right here. I grew up poor, you boomer. I wouldn't do it again, and I wouldn't have kids until I can care for them properly. Yo, exactly. Listen, I do not have kids right now, and until I am sure that I am financially stable, I will not have kids. And if I never get to that point to where I feel comfortable, to where I can make sure that they have a good, easy, comfortable life, then I won't have kids. Period. Because poverty is a terrible thing that needs to be eliminated. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. Just talk about EVS and your numbers will go up. I mean, listen, it's not like I wanted this to happen, but he's given a shit take. I can't, if I'm going to criticize Eric July and Yellow Flash and all these other people when they do stupid ass shit, if I'm going to criticize them, I have to be willing to do the same thing for EVS when he does stupid ass shit. Why? Because that's fucking fair. It's fucking fair. No, we're not going to go all night. We're not going to go all night. We'll probably go for another hour. Damn, Jesker, I didn't know that was a link to join the stream. That scared me. Yeah. It's I make the link public so that people can hop in if they have a take. Let's see. Listen, man, this is fucking disgusting. I've said it as a joke before, but I'd let Eric babysit my kids over Nick. As long as the Soska sisters aren't there, fine. EVS is a jackass. He's certainly acting like one right now. He's losing it. I mean, he honestly, he sounds like he's fucking paranoid. Like he's seeing enemies around every corner, seeing bad guys in every shadow. And it's like, Ethan, like you've been doing this for too long. Like it's starting to, it's, I think it's really starting to affect him mentally. I really do. I really do. Yeah, this maybe, well, this is the first time in a long time that I've agreed with Yellow Flash. Let's see, I relate to this shit, man. I relate to this shit. The laundry room in the 5,000 square foot house was oddly in the master bedroom, and the kids didn't like knocking on the. So they even if they wanted to wash their clothes, they couldn't even get to the fucking laundry room. Remember, he's more mad at Yellow Flash, his own CG crowd, who was talking about fucking kids. Jesus Christ. Ethan, yeah, Ethan's going to lose some support over this for sure. Oh, yeah, the kids did this. Blame the children. Let's see. I saw another comment I wanted to get to that I thought was very important. Yeah, right here. They're used to psychological. He talks as like, well, this is all they've ever known. But that doesn't make it right. What the hell are you talking about? That doesn't make it right. I mean, some kids grow up in a war zone. Well, that's all they've ever known. Oh, that doesn't make it right. That's horrible. That's horrible. Anyways, I saw one about like if the kids stayed in the Rekieta household, they would have ended up druggies as well. Yeah. That could have happened. That easily could have happened. That easily could have happened. The reason that Ethan is triggered by this is because he is tying too much of his identity into the Nick Rekieta situation. Like he sees the government going after Nick in the same vein as when the cancel culture pigs went after him. And so because of that, it's he's overlapping his experience with Nick's experience, and his identity is getting wound up into Nick Rekieta's situation, and that's why he's triggered. So now it's become personal. That's why he's triggered. Yeah, the kids were wearing the same clothes 3 days in a row. He needs some therapy. I've said it before, but people said Isom had multiple things before they moved on. Eric, not just obtuse gnome, but act like the priest, or somehow Aaron was all the police had. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I guess we'll continue with this.
Play golf off of his nose. Kill people here as we can on the internet. And if that's the case, what we should be trying to do is just say, hey, Nick, hey, man, anything I can do to help you, anything that you need from me in order to affect your sobriety, in order for you to get clean so that you can keep your family together. That little family, you see them in the video at church, they're real people. This isn't a joke, man. They're real people. They're little kids. I saw these little girls in dresses sitting in the pews at church. And these guys, it's just an abstract concept. Abstract concept. Kids, you're hurting your kids. Shut the fuck up, dude. Understand, consequences are coming his way. They're going to happen. He's not right. He's not correct. He's going to pay for this. The outcome should be that he gets clean and sober and he gets to keep his little family together. And that's what the kids need. If you care about the kids, that's what you should be thinking. Anything else, all this other shit is just fucking YouTube. And Yellow Flash, just shut up, dude. You have a low IQ. I understand, like, your whole purpose now is to behave as, like, an unpaid attack dog for, the zeros. But you're not smart enough, man. You're just not. And you're such a dummy. Do whatever you do. I don't care, man. I'm not even going to react to this anymore. Yellow Flash, just shut the fuck up, man. You're such a retard. And you're crying and you're upset because my show is stealing your audience away. Listen, I didn't do my show, okay? You should be thanking me. I didn't do my show yesterday. I didn't do my show last Saturday. I let you have your show. Where's my thank you? Why haven't you said, thanks, Ethan? Thanks for letting me have my show again. Is there a card in the mail? Anything like that? Where's my thank you? Instead, I get this shit. Doesn't make any sense. I feel like there's some gratitude should be coming my way. All right, I can't take any more Yellow Flash. Who cares? I think he goes in on Katie too. He's got a problem with Katie because Katie clips his show, clips Yellow or Eric July's show as well. Seriously, Yellow Flash. How hard is it to say thanks, Ethan, for not doing the show?
All right, I can't take this shit anymore. I'm just, this is ridiculous, man. Like this is one of the worst fucking takes I've ever seen on a situation on fucking YouTube. Like this is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Listening to EVS trying to spin what he said is infuriating. He 100% blamed the kids for being unclean and hungry. Now he's trying to reframe what he said. Yeah. There are children in Africa that walk 20 miles or more every day for water and schooling. That's a terrible situation too. Nick on X said he's putting together a new studio and dumping the liquor background, which is code. Kayla kicked him out of the house. Yo, really? Yo. Dad ass? Dad ass, really? Oh my God. You know what? Hold up. What if her family, because correct me if I'm wrong. Like you guys may know more about this situation than I do, but correct me if I'm wrong. But it's actually Kayla's parents that have the kids right now, right? So what if they said that they would support Kayla, they would help Kayla if she got rid of Nick? What if that's what's happening? That could be what's happening. Yeah, and those kids got to be around mommy and daddy on cocaine. Listen, I don't know what the fuck EVS is talking about, that these kids want to be with their parents. I can tell you right now,
When I got old enough to realize that my mother was in the wrong and just how bad my situation was, I prayed for her to be arrested. I prayed for her to be taken out of my life. I didn't want to be around her anymore. I thank God I had my grandmother and my father there, but I'm telling you right now, if I didn't, I'd rather be in the fucking system than to be with that bitch. I'd rather be in the fucking system. Nick doesn't need any of us. He needs professional. He does. Oh, but wait, I forgot. EVS and a lot of people on the right wing, they don't believe in professional help. They don't believe in the experts. It's yeah, wait, what the hell are you on about? Well, he needs to apologize. But I know he's not going to do that because apparently apologizing is not masculine and it's weak and blah, blah, blah. If you care about the kids, agree with me. Yep. Look, I don't agree with Yellow Flash on very much. Like, I've had some and I really don't like what he did to Katie. But when he's right, he's right. And he's right about this. What else do you want me to say? He's right about this. I mean, Nick Rekieta and EVS are making me agree with fucking Yellow Flash. I never thought that would happen, but Yellow Flash is absolutely right about this. All right, Jesker, I'm out. My blood is boiling. I can't stand people like EVS who defend child abuse. Congrats on the viewership. Thanks, Michael. Much appreciated. And daggum, we've almost got 150 people in here. You guys are freaking amazing. Diddled kids. How's that, wizard? What? You trying to profit off of this? No, but like if you want, listen, we've almost got 150 people in here. If you guys, I can't read every single chat because they were just like going crazy. So if you wanted your chat to be read, you at least need to do like a $2 super chat or something. Because I just couldn't do it. There's too many people. I try to read as many chats as possible, but obviously super chats get priority. Kayla's sister was one of the reporters. Kayla's family is supporting her. That's good. Maybe Kayla will actually change. That being said, the children are under no obligation to forgive her. I hated being around alcohol, even when drink responsibly because of bad experiences with my stepdad. That's part of the trauma. Even tonight, he said he was saying that the kids need to work harder to keep it is not the job of the kids to keep the family together. That is the responsibility of the mother and the father. They are adults. And yes, one of them is 6 years old. You don't put that kind of responsibility on children. JJ, do you carry a pocket knife? Not usually, but I have one at work. I have to have a pocket knife for work. In the right wing. I don't know what that's reference to, but okay. Nick is a full-blown narcissist. I mean, that's obvious. And so is EVS. So is EVS lately. Yep, it's frustrating because EVS has total idiots making him look stupid. What's up? You know my solution. I think I know what kind of joke that is, but I'm not going there. I could see Nick fleeing to a foreign country before admitting any wrongdoing. Good. Get the fuck out of America. You hit the algorithm. I wasn't trying to, but shit. Yeah, super chats get priority because I'm going to see a super chat before I see all these other chats. Like right now, there's 22 chats that are unread. Damn. One of the children has special needs? What the fuck?
No, I'm not looking to shit on Ethan. But when he's wrong, listen, here's the thing. So I'm allowed to call out Eric July when he's wrong, but when Ethan has a bad take, I can't call him out on it. Stop. Stop defending these people just because you like them. If you're going to apply your principles and your policies to one person, it has to apply to everybody. Are people now going to talk about EVS the same way Eric fans talk about him? Are people now going to talk about EVS the same way? Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to affect EVS, but it's going to be a negative effect. I mean, super chats should get priority because those people have to pay to have their comment read. That's exactly. And I can't read. I mean, we've got almost 150 people in here. The comments are just scrolling like crazy. I can't get to everybody. So yeah, super chats just get priority. That makes sense. And you're paying for it. Of course I'm going to read it. Somewhere I heard the 16-year-old didn't live there, but that could have been a misinterpretation of him not being home at the time. That's possible. EVS has always been bad. That's just the truth. Not always, but he sounds like a fucking lunatic when it comes to this. Like you're just jealous. You're just looking. Yeah. Everybody's always got to create some kind of alternative reasoning. It can't just be that I disagree with EVS and I'm going to call him out for it because I called Eric July out on his bullshit and I'm trying to stay fucking consistent and not be a fucking hypocrite. It's not shitting on Ethan. It's calling him out on an absolutely moronic take while watching him digging himself deeper. Yeah, exactly. His kids definitely know, especially the 16-year-old. Nick is a dope fiend. I don't know how you would say otherwise. Found this from it hitting. It's on the front page of YouTube. That ass? Really? It's on the front page of YouTube. That ass. Well, I guess I wouldn't see my own stream on the front page. I don't know, man. I guess I hit the algorithm. I don't fucking know. I just wanted to get on here because I was like, okay, you know what? Because this was the whole idea behind the stream. I was like, you know what? I've called out Eric July on his bullshit. I've called out Eric July on his bullshit so many times, and I've always said that there's nothing worse than a hypocrite. So now that EVS has put out this terrible fucking take, to keep myself from being a hypocrite, I have to call out EVS because that's fair. That's reasonable. So that was the whole idea behind this. Imagine if I just ignored this. Then, I mean, it would ruin my credibility. At that point, you could say, oh, well, you're just an EVS shill and, you just hate Eric and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, like I'm going to call out people for their stupid takes when they have stupid takes. When they're right, they're right. When they're wrong. Period. End of story. We got a $2 super chat from Deborah Brennan. Does EVS have contact with Nick? Could be evidence. Apparently, EVS was in contact with Nick fairly recently. He did have a phone call with him after he was bailed out of jail. That, from what I understand, that did happen. When I say everyone, I mean a lot of the people that a lot of acquaintances that I have, people in this particular sphere of YouTube. Do you do a Ralph impression? Ralph? Who's Ralph? I don't know who you are. Well, welcome to the channel. Much appreciated. I hope you stick around. Yeah, that's probably it. You missed the point being mad by EVS. The point people who hate Nick are now using Nick's kids is some of them don't understand this. I don't. What? Eric July on his bullshit of actually investing $300,000 of his own money to make money off of what he loves. Comics rather than complaining 24/7. He created. I don't have time to go into the whole Eric July drama, but I've got so many streams and videos about that. Just go check them out because it's been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing. I like for you, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. God, we got so many first-time people here. Miss Kruger, thank you. Thank you. Love having you here as well. Ethan Ralph, the rage pig himself. I don't know who the fuck is Ethan Ralph? Oh, it's one of Rekieta's people. EVS hangs out with the dealer Dax and Vito the PDF file. Fuck that bearded weirdo and his gross friends. I'm not going to get into the whole Vito thing right now. That's a more complicated situation than a lot of people think, but we're not going to get into that right now. Do you know Jim, Mr. Metokur? I do not. Apparently you have Ethan Ralph's fans more than... Really? Who the fuck is Ethan? Hold up. Who's Ethan Ralph? Ethan Ralph. Who the fuck is Ethan Ralph? Wow, that's the first thing that comes up. The endless spiral of a madman. Does he? Where's his channel? Where is his? Who the fuck is Ethan Ralph? No, the Vito thing was taken out of context a long time ago. The Vito thing was taken out of context. Let's see. Oh, he's on Rumble. Oh, God, I've actually got a Rumble channel, but the only thing I used it for was for my Ahsoka live streams. I've got them all privated. They're all of my Ahsoka episode live reactions are actually on Rumble. They're privated and you can access them through the Patreon, but I use Rumble for that shit. I haven't been on Rumble. I haven't been on Rumble in so long, dude. He lives in a shack in Mexico. Man. Yeah, what's up, Shannon? We're talking about the hypocrisy regarding the Nick Rekieta situation. Yeah, is it do I have like Ethan Ralph fans or Ethan Ralph? I'm gonna have to look into this Ethan Ralph guy. I'm not on Rumble very much. Like if I'm just gonna be honest, like I'm not on, like I have not been on Rumble in probably 3 months. Metokur. Wait a minute. Is Metokur the one that Rekieta's in a lawsuit with? Is that the one that Rekieta's been in a lawsuit with? That, because I know he's in a lawsuit with somebody over something. Rumble streamers are cringe, not gonna lie. They are. I also have a Kick channel, but I haven't streamed very much on Kick either. Jesus Christ. What the? There is 103 unread messages in the chat. You guys. Whoa. 100. I've never had this happen. There are 110 unread messages in the chat.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo. Guys, I'm kind of fucking speechless. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of fucking speechless. This is wild, dude. This is wild. Oh my God. Oh my God, yo. All right, dag. See, this is why I'm saying, like, if you want to make sure, that I read your chat, you got to send a super chat. Oh no, now listen, Kino Casino. Yes, I do know Kino Casino. I'm actually subscribed to them. Jesker needs a cohort to haven't watched the chat and sort the wheat from the if I keep having streams like this, I definitely am going to need help. Holy Jesus. Yeah, I know about Eliza Clips. Katie hates Eliza Clips. Yo, man, y'all can land here anytime you want. Subscribe. That way you guys know when I go live again. We got $5 from Guy Who Likes Heelys. I doubt EVS will care if he loses support. We will be labeled SJWs, and his pay pigs will come out in force and support him, just like Eric July. That is an absolutely logical take for sure. He's already labeling us as SJWs. I guess being concerned for children makes you an SJW now. But see, it's kind of the same thing as being woke, because it's like, okay, what does woke even mean anymore? Like, what does woke even mean anymore? A co-host? Honest to God, I could get Extra Hero in here. Like, we could set something up to have like a scheduled stream, because Extra Hero is like really, like, he's really good to be able to jump in. I'm surprised he's not here tonight, to be honest with you. Let's see. Yeah, welcome to the chat having conversation. Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. I've never had this happen. We've got another $2 super chat from Deborah Breed. Breeden. I think I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. Oh God, I can never pronounce that county's name. The the county that Nick Rekieta lives in is going to make bank/body cam footage. Yeah, I do know that the body cam footage is coming. I know that for sure. The body cam footage is on its way, and I think it's going to shut a lot of people up. I really do. It's my first time too, says PJ. Welcome. No, that's fine. I mean, if you don't think your phone's up to snuff, that's fine. I mean, I stream at least 2 or 3 times a week, so you'll have other opportunities. If you have kids, you shouldn't do cocaine, period. Like, maybe if you do it once or twice on vacation, but he was doing it in the same house every day with 5 kids. Exactly. Hey man, if sometimes the algorithm shows favoritism. I'm not complaining. They're charging $3 or $6K. You should invite EVS in. If he wants to jump in, listen, I've been on streams with EVS. I've been on Tony's streams with EVS. I've been on streams with EVS. He knows I exist. If he wants to jump in, he can jump in. I've talked to EVS. I'm just a mama's that's watched Trials with Nick, one of the first 5K on locals. Wow. So you must really feel betrayed then if you've actually supported him financially. I'm sorry for that. I really am. Yeah, normies finally see what woke is recently. Funny to see you. I mean, what is what the hell does woke even mean anymore? It's lost all meaning. React to Jim / Mr. Metokur on Nick. Maybe. Ounce of coke is not for him. Exactly. Like, that is a lot of cocaine. That is a lot of fucking cocaine. What if the body cam comes out and it vindicates Nick? Then I'll get on here and I'll admit I'm wrong. Listen, if the body cam footage comes out and it vindicates Nick, I'll get on here, I'll apologize. I will contact Nick myself and I'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm really fucking sorry, dude. Because I can actually admit when I'm wrong. Question: do you know who Nick is? Yes. Now I have not seen Nick since the Eric July video, and I've not kept up with the Nick Rekieta lore because Nick started when Nick started going downhill, like when he really started to degenerate. I was like, I can't stand to watch this anymore. I just can't. So I've not kept up with them until now. This is, I could see this coming, and this is kind of the end result of it. So that's why I'm talking about it now. So like when you have an opportunity, watch the whole stream. You won't regret it. What is the stream called? And I'll look it up. What's up, Ear Juice? They'll get it out. It's gonna get out one way or another. Trust me. It's the fucking internet. It's gonna get out one way or another. Fast chat gets you put up there. Whatever gets the traffic, man. Woke means not racist, pretty much. Oh shit. Maybe he needs to hear a reasonable take from a reasonable person. That's what I try to give people. Yeah, it's I don't trust me. I don't think the body cam footage is going to be good for Nick Rekieta. I really don't. I'm just being completely honest with you. I don't think it's going to be good for Nick Rekieta. Yeah, I need the name of the stream so I know what I'm looking up. Nick seems to be actively working against the body cam footage coming out, so I doubt it's going to vindicate him. Of course it's not. Of course it's fucking not. Yeah, the dude. Exact. I said it earlier in the stream. Nick looks like The Walking Dead. I try. Now, listen, with this many chats, I can't get to everybody. So if you for sure want your chat seen, it has to be a super chat. But I try to get it to as many as I possibly can. I try. That's a hell of a comment right there. Holy shit. Oh. Oh, so it's okay. It's the first. I got you. All right, I got you. Let me get through these chats real quick. I watched the Nick content until he switched away from law. I do pray and get better, make good choices. Praying for the kids. He has potential for a great. You've got more faith in him than I do. I mean, I hope he does get clean, but you have more faith in him than I do. The top one, got it. We'll look at it here in a second. I can't fucking imagine. I can't fucking imagine that she's still living. That would be fuck. I can't imagine. No, there's no way. Metacore stream is break. Yeah. All right.
So we will check out this stream from Baldos to prison. Rekieta's okay. All right, fuck it. We're checking out this stream. Let's go. This is the supercut 3 hours. 3 hours. Damn. So, okay, fuck it. All right, it is what it is. All right. So, if there's like certain parts that are more important than others, let me know. Yeah, take care, Wizard. I know you got to get over to Tony's stream. Much appreciation having you here. But yeah, if there is, we got another super chat. From Deborah Breeden. Body cam shows house. Saw his shoulder tremors live. Wait, have you seen the body cam footage? Is it out? If it's out, we're going to check it out for sure. If you've seen it. All right, let's pull this up. But yeah, Deborah, let me know if you've actually seen if you know where the body cam footage is, let me know and we'll check it out.
Oh boy, chat. Do we got something special today? Welcome to the Googly. The Googly of Baldo the Lawyer Man. We're burying this motherfucker 6 feet deep. Oh, grab your shovels, chat. We gotta dig a fucking hole for the Baldo Man.
No, I feel that, Wizard.
Rip Nick Rekieta. Welcome to your Googlies. Oh, you're going down. You're going down in the dirt for a nap. It's sleepy time, Nick, and you won't need a bottle this time. Oh, no alcohol or pills needed, buddy. You're going to go for a long nap.
We watched that on another live stream
what a
4 days ago.
Poor Baldo, man. You know, I talked about Nick recently, about 3 or 4 months back. I was on with Andy Worski in between all of his stuttering.
Okay, now that's breaking news right there. It's going to be coming out on June the 11th. June the 11th. So that is... not this week, but next week. Well, we're definitely going to be streaming live that night for sure. Absolutely. All right.
We had talked about the good old days and talked a little bit about Nick, and at the time he had put a video out called Dear John, where he took a massive shit on an ex-fan. And I took a very nuanced approach, and I said something then, and I still stay by it, that Nick Rekieta, out of almost all the people I've ever seen online, came the closest to having a professional career. He was at the cusp, the edge. He was at the precipice of taking off from this YouTube shit and doing something spectacular. And the pressure had gotten to him. Something was fucking his life up. That's why he lashed out. Well, we've definitely come to find out exactly what the fuck is going on. Now, if you're unfamiliar with who Nick Rekieta is, you're about to get a hell of an education. I've taken time to go through and try to hit the high points. Now, maybe you've heard of Nick. Maybe you've seen a little bit about him. He's a guy that gained a lot of fame doing a lot of streams around certain trials. At one point, he had 100,000 plus people watching him. Imagine that. Imagine that level of success. You start off as a modest little lawyer from northern Minnesota, reading off legal documents and talking to an audience of maybe a few hundred people. And you parlay that over the years into an audience of 100,000 plus people watching you do court coverage in a unique way. So unique that you have television stations and Netflix documentaries and news articles writing about you. You've got Rumble offering you personalized contracts for big buku bucks. Everything's looking up. Everything is looking great. I mean, there you are. You're a family man. You have the perfect life. You have the ideal life, the life people strive for. A lot of people out there have dreams of what they want. They want fame, success, money. But we also have those modest dreams, those attainable things that are just out of grasp, but if we put enough work into it, we could have it. And that's what Nick Rekieta had. He had a family, a wife, loving wife that he was married to for many years. He had multiple children, lived in a beautiful house, had an inheritance, had a degree in a profession that would have provided for him for the rest of his life. And then on top of that idyllic life that most people would strive for, he found numerous successes. It's insane. And he was right on the cusp, right on the edge of taking that and turning that into something that was going to be amazing. And you're about to hear the story of a man that allowed victory to defeat him. You're about to hear the story of a man that allowed his faults and foibles and follies to his personal vices to overwhelm him, to overtake him, and to destroy that which he had built up. Let me put it this way. I think we have a tendency when we look at celebrities, actual celebrities, talking mainstream here, to wonder how the fuck did their life turn out like that? Why is Britney Spears so insane? Why is so-and-so such a cokehead? Why did so-and-so become a drinker? Why are
All right, so this first part just seems to be like telling us like the like the essentially like the build up, the context, I guess. So let's actually get to the part where we get some updates. Let's get to this chapter. Let me look at the chat real quick. Have you seen the anime Cope and Sneed clip? It's Nick rereading the same super chat 7 to 10 times. Wow. Just fucking wow. All right.
where are we going to start it, Jim? Well, we're going to start it from the most recent thing backwards. Kind of a little artistic flair to it. Because I'm sure you've seen the news stories, like this Fox 9 article. It's totally legit. Nick Rekieta, Minnesota lawyer and YouTuber facing drug charge, blames unknown man named Jim, which is pretty fucking close based on that.
What the fuck is that name, George?
What name?
That ain't your name.
What are you talking about?
That's not your fucking name, George.
What do you? I just got here.
That's not your.
You got to explain this. I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh, how you doing, George?
All right. Well, you call me George, and you say it's not my name. What's going on?
I didn't even hear all that. It was Nick Rhetoric something 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 something.
Oh, my reputation precedes me.
Yes, as always. Hey, have you noticed, George, that the algorithm is showing favoritism to me tonight?
Oh, it is? How come?
I have 143 viewers right now.
Yeah, that's the 140 of them is me. I'm trying out my new sock puppets.
Oh, I appreciate it, George. I appreciate the support. Is that you also sending in all the super chats?
No way. No money.
I'm making a good amount tonight.
Oh, yeah, how much?
Gosh, let's see. I've probably got. I don't know, man. Like I've not been keeping up with it. It's. I mean, for me, it's been pretty decent. I mean, it's probably nearing like I don't know, $100 or something.
Oh wow, $100. Oh no.
Hey, we all got to start somewhere, George.
Really, $100? You should give it back and say, you're insulting me by giving me $100. How dare you, sir?
Hey guys, if you want to prove George wrong, give me 1,000.
Just saying. You could easily just tell him you're insulted and just give him back the $100.
Yeah, that's not happening. I could, but I don't even know how to refund a super chat. So,
Just send it over to me. I'll give you my PayPal.
Oh yeah,
I refund money for people.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So we're watching this video about this guy that's been in a dispute with Rekieta, I guess. Mr. Metokur. And the people have been telling me I need to react to this. Because I'm not. I admit that I'm not as caught up on my Rekieta lore as a lot of other people. So that's what we're doing. So here we go.
Last live stream, Jesus. But I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read to you what's currently going on so we can go back in time and see how we got here. So sit down, chat. Get comfy. Daddy Jim's going to read you a news article from Fox. Minnesota-based lawyer and online legal analyst Nick Rekieta is facing a drug charge in his home county. Rekieta was arrested Thursday along with his wife and a fellow online personality.
Okay, pause.
That fellow online person.
Why are we even bothering? We already know all this stuff.
The chat demanded it. Chat gets what they want.
Oh, okay. So they don't want to see hot blonde babes mud wrestling instead?
I could show that, George, but then again, I'd probably get kicked off of YouTube.
Why? Finatra shows that all the time.
Who?
Finatra.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's the correct response. Okay, continue.
Personality, by the way. Ooh, is there a story to that one? Prosecutors filed charges against Rekieta and his wife on Friday for second-degree possession, child endangerment, and a gross misdemeanor firearm charge. According to the charges,
Hold up. Guy who likes Heelys. Girls are gross. Let's not do that. Is there something you want to share with the rest of the class?
All right. So instead of girls, how about women?
How about always women and never girls?
Well, I meant when I said the word girls, I meant generally the female species. I didn't try. I wasn't. And my intention was not to refer to a specific age or age range.
Right. You meant in general the other half of the human race.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you know, if he's triggered by girls, okay, let's try women or old ladies or skanks or cougars or what other words for women? Black widows.
Black widows.
The ball and chain. What else?
I just want everybody to know that I disavow.
What? What do you mean disavow? You have me on your channel. You can't disavow me. I'm on your channel.
Oh, wow. Bitches, hoes, etc.
Oh yeah, they go. Bitches and hoes. Yes, I forgot that one too.
And apparently, like they have something called cooties, according to Guy Who Likes Heelys.
Yeah. Apparently they do. I don't know anything about that, but I heard about it.
I'm just saying, Guy Who Likes Heelys. If women are not your particular cup of tea, it is Pride Month. Welcome to the channel. We accept you. We love you. So, what is this? Tony's showing too much ass and titties lately. Tony's been showing his ass and titties on stream. What the hell, George? Did you know about this?
No, I stopped watching Tony when I come on your stream.
That's a smart choice. Wise man.
Yeah. I right now what do you call it? There's a word for it. You know when you decide to economically not support someone and you shun them. There's a word for it. Yes. I'm boycotting Tony's stream until the next time I appear on it.
A boycott. You know what? I had to tell you this, George, but boycotts, they rarely ever work.
No, they work. It just, but they stop working the moment you actually stop boycotting.
All right. So let's all right, chat, tell me where this gets good, because this is a 3-hour stream right here. I can't do the whole 3 hours. Unless, fuck it. If you want to give me a massive super chat, fine, I'll do it. But I can't do the whole 3 fucking hours. We'd be here for 3 fucking hours. And a lot of this we already know. So what in this is actually good? What is it that everybody's wanting me to see? Let me get to the real meats and potatoes of this. Now this right here looks interesting. The Sonichu medallion curse. So, yeah, okay. So the Sonichu medallion section. All right. Elisa Clips has the highlights of the gym stream. Was it worth it, Elisa Clips? Okay. We'll watch the Sonic Shoes section, and then I'll excuse me. I'll go over there and I'll check out at least the clips. Even though Katie's going to kill me for doing that, I'll check her out here in a second.
So, how do we get here? We see that Nick's been arrested for drugs and weapon charges with his wife and his mistress for the world to see. What?
Oh, by the way, I
But how
got
did we
breaking
get
news
there?
on that.
What
I
was
got
the
breaking news on that.
Yeah.
The cops screwed up, and when they went and they what do you call it? Misappropriately got the what do you call it? The search warrant, right? Because they were using Obama era tactics, and when they went there and they saw they didn't have anything, and it was embarrassing. They planted all that evidence in Nick's house.
Were they directed by Joe Biden to do so?
No, Joe was busy in the bathroom, so he wasn't available to give direction. But he let his one of his aides, the one that I think shines his shoes, make the business decisions.
So not Kamala Harris then.
Oh no, she was done being on her knees for the day, so she was in retirement.
Oh Jesus, that's an image I did not need to see, George. But okay.
What, Kamala Harris in a retirement home? Please.
Yes.
Real start of it. Well, let's back her up. Let's take a look at one of the theory-crafted ideas for why Nick Rekieta is currently living in his own self-induced hell.
I got to this anonymous letter or the anonymous package. It was postage not paid. Like I had to pay the postage on it to receive it. And the post office like, well, where was it sent from? And it had my address as the return address with me as the sendee, which is not true. And in it had this burned piece of paper, which I feel like I'm going to get serial raped here. It says, the stars are aligned. A new host is chosen. Hail unto thee, Nick Chan Rekieta. And then with that came this. And this was so weird because this came before the mention of Sonic in the trademark dispute that we were talking about last night. A Sonichu medallion has.
Now, this crazy son of a bitch receives in the mail basically sigils from hell. The paper is marked with sigils. I'm sure it was from an ex-user trying to summon him a succubus, but they fucked it up.
Wait, isn't Sonichu the Chris Chan character? What the? How is this even still a thing? How is anything related to Chris Chan still a thing?
Up because they're from X, of course. And they sent him a cursed Sonichu medallion, and the crazy motherfucker puts it on.
It's been passed to me. I don't know where this came from. I don't know what it means other than what it means, but that is that happened. That happened. It cost me $2.
Oh, well, this explains everything, chat. Holy shit. Nick's not at fault for any of this. It was all Chris Chan's fault. It was the medallion. It brought a curse upon him. It's not his fault. It's the demons. It's the demons. Oh, I take back everything I said. Nick is a victim here. My goodness. I am so sorry, chat. Oh, Nick, I'm so sorry. You didn't need the police. You needed an exorcist.
$2 to pay the postage on it.
He actually paid for the privilege to be cursed. Think about that. That should have been the first warning sign that there was a drug problem. Because only a junkie would be so fucked in the head to pay for the privilege to receive a fucking voodoo curse.
Dude, if you need more guns, just let me know. I'll send you some.
This is friendly, I think. This is friendly.
Oh, Bronca, I don't think he needs more guns based on that court reporting. Based on those police reports, Bronca, I don't think he needs more guns, maybe less guns. Maybe instead of giving him more guns and ammunition, Bronca, you could go collect them from his house so his kids don't trip on the shotguns. You know, with the spent shell casings, because he's shooting at ceiling cats. Hey, Nick, I know you're a raging alcoholic with a coke problem. Would you like some more firearms for your house? Hey, it's me, your buddy Bronca. I've got these ARs. Hey, buddy, would you like some fucking ammunition for your massive fucking gun collection? Get the kids together and do a rail.
Oh no, see, you're right, PJ. The kids were in on the frame job. Like they're the ones that brought the medallion into the house. So EVS was right. It is the kids' fault. Absolutely.
And then show him gun safety, buddy. Yeah, no, I think he's good. I think he's good. He's been a Sonichu cursed. Oh, it's the demon.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Who the fuck drew this?
Yeah, it looks like that's not AI. AI would be embarrassed.
That's fucking Jesus, man. That's fucking horrific. That's Imagine that being the last image you see before you die.
That's 1980s, early 80s horror paintings. When artists discovered that they can use airbrush.
Red said $2. Kick George.
Wait, did he just give $2 for me?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Give me 50. Oh wow. Okay. Damn it. No, George, you should have stayed longer. I was gonna say, give me 50 and I'll kick him. It could be a collective 50. It doesn't have to be all at once. All right. George is gone. You excise. We did not excise the demons from Rekieta's house, but we did excise George from the stream. So, Red, you are now officially an exorcist. That is your new profession. Please report to the Vatican to make it official. George got cucked. We appreciate George. We love George. We love George. All right, let's continue.
Now, initially, Chris, after banging his mother repeatedly, went to prison. And then the spirit inhabiting him, this is the back lore of the Sonichu curse of Magi-chan, went into Ethan Ralph. If you remember, Ethan Ralph was on the scene and got closest to Chris. Yep, Jesse from Pod Awful, other people were there. But Ralph dressed as Chris-chan and came into contact with Chris, allowing for the possession to take his body over. And within 2 years, remember that timetable, within 2 years, Ralph had lost a relationship with both his children from 2 different women, had his wife flee him, lost all his money, had to flee the United States, became a poverty junkie in Mexico, living off tortas and fighting street dogs so he can get a night's sleep in his metal shed. And then once Ralph had been punished enough, Magi-chan, after having fed on his soul for long enough, decided, hey, that Rekieta guy, it looks kind of tasty. That Rekieta guy, maybe I'll go over, see what he's up to. And what does he do? He puts the fucking medallion on. He takes the medallion and he puts it on himself like a psychopath. So this is kind of theory number 1. You know, it's one of those components as to what happened to Nick Rekieta. That he's been possessed by the demon that compelled an autistic man to butt fuck his mother and drove a fat retard into pill addiction and alienating his entire fucking family from his life. And now, after having put on this cursed totem, everything has fallen apart for Nick. And it did so in roughly the same amount of time. I guess this goes to say that if somebody sends you a Sonichu medallion, destroy it, and then beat the shit out of them because they're trying to curse you. They're not your friend. Now, you may think this is all laughs and jokes, chat, ha ha ha. Oh, it's all funny. But I'll have you know that professional paranormal investigators are weighing in on this. Maybe you're familiar with the irate gamer, okay? Chris Bores, you remember him? Well, after he put down the video games, he decided he was going to go bust some ghosts. He wanted to be a real-life Egon. And he's out there giving advice after having watched the case of Nick Rekieta.
Hey guys, Chris the Ghost Doctor here. And last night I ended up...
I've actually seen this video right here. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Kino Casino lately. I have. Those guys are pretty cool. Yeah, calling someone out for bad behavior is what a friend should do. And since they're both public figures, obviously he's going to talk about it. Yeah. We love George. We love George. George ain't always right, but we love him. Really? Huh. Okay. Now this right here is fucking wild. I definitely want to watch this. This shit right here is fucking wild.
Answering a question about a online personality. I guess his name is Nick Rekieta. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know who this guy is, but my reply ended up getting a lot of buzz. So I told everybody that I would do a video on this and kind of explain things in a little bit more detail. So they sent me some pictures of this guy back in like 2019 as compared to now. And if you see him back in 2019, he's very he looks full of life. He talks very well. And now his face is very gaunt in his videos. I guess he slurs his words.
Now, all jokes aside, right? And I know this is funny. There's another Boars video we're going to watch too. But like, he's unfamiliar with Nick. All right, like Chris is off doing his own shit. He's doing like ghost stuff and video game stuff. He has no idea who the fuck Nick Rekieta is. But even him, an outside observer who has no knowledge of Nick at all, looked at a picture of him from just a few years ago and compared it to what he currently looks like. And he's like, yep, that's demonic possession. This guy is so fucked up, it has to be demons. That's how fucked up. To a normal outside observer, Nick Rekieta looks right now. The change between just a few years ago and now to a completely neutral third party. He looks so bad he's convinced he has hellspawn living in his fucking soul.
On the verge of passing out from time to time, and people are like, what is going on with this guy? Because I guess he's an alcoholic. At one point he put a necklace on, and I guess there's some theories out there that it was cursed, and could that do anything? And yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to say that's the complete catalyst of it, but it could have, him putting a necklace on that somebody sent him that is cursed, could have opened the door. And if you don't know how to properly cleanse yourself or your space, you know, once these things starts to slip in, they can.
This guy honestly believes the Sonic 2 medallion is cursed. Now, listen, if you believe in the supernatural, that's whatever. Like I've seen some freaky deaky shit in my own life, but the Sonic 2 medallion is not fucking cursed, dude. It's not an actual demonic relic, okay? It's not like this thing, the Sonic 2 medallion that was dug up from the sands of Egypt, found buried in the tomb of Pharaoh Akhenaten. With it lies an evil curse for all that should wear it. It's like, what the fuck? It's a fucking medallion based off of a lame ass fusion character of Pikachu and Sonic by some crazy person who banged their mom. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, dude, it's a joke. It's a dark fucking, it's got a pretty high kill count. It's not the same fucking medallion, is it? It's not the same, like, it's not actually like the same physical medallion that's been passed down to different people, is it? It's just, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Wait, is it the same? There was only a handful made, I believe. Oh my God, Masterson. No, what are you doing? I mean, listen, I guess if you were going to invite some demonic shit into your house, banging your mom would be a way to do it. But daggum, like, you know how crazy that is? Like, a fucking Sonic Pikachu fusion lame ass deviant art character turned into a medallion is cursed with demonic powers. You can't make this shit up. Like, Beelzebub himself has laid hands on this medallion. Lucifer Morningstar himself took a piss on this medallion, and now it is forever infused with his demonic aura. Like, that's some crazy ass shit. That's some crazy ass shit.
Kind of like plant their flag and start to invade that space and wreak all kinds of havoc on their life. I think somebody told he divorced over time, I saw. So yeah, they can just get in and cause all kinds of havoc in your life. And I saw that he's an alcoholic too, and that's kind of taken over his life as well. And the problem with this is every vice, human vice out there, drugs, alcohol, even porn, has their own frequency level that attracts beings in. They have their own frequency beings.
Okay. Just the people. Okay. One thing you need to know about Nick is that over the last year, as he's done multiple streams, he will occasionally start to look around the room, baffled, in silence. He'll stare off into a certain direction, or he'll stare up at the ceiling. And people have made jokes about ceiling cats inhabiting his house and living in the rafters, or a literal corner demon, which he looks at all the time. And this is our ghost expert, certified 100% believable Chris Boers. He's a fucking expert, concluding that yes, the frequency of Magic has
Chris isn't
instantiated itself. Is that the word I'm looking for?
There's no doubt about that.
Become corporeal.
Chris
and
should
latched
still be
onto
in
Nick
prison
and is now living in his house. So when you look at those old clips of Nick Rekieta, why is he looking off in the corner? What is he doing? Our ghost expert here is confirmed. In fact, he is staring at demons. Literal hellspawn.
You know, you have these alcoholic spirits around you, constantly feeding off you because they love that. You know, they're not living. They can't drink a beer, so they have to drink it through you. They're feeding off you. And
did he just say the fucking demons are possessing Nick Rekieta so they can get drunk? Are we serious? The legions of Lucifer are possessing an internet law tuber to get drunk. Fallen fucking angels. Their goal, their mission is not to send souls to hell, but to possess Nick fucking Rekieta so they can get drunk. I guess that is why they're called spirits. Wow. People talk all this big shit about how haunted houses aren't haunted, but they'll never go in one. You're just like them. You know, no. Did you not hear what I said earlier? I've had some freaky deaky paranormal shit happen to me in my life. I believe in the paranormal. I'm just not convinced that the Sonic Shoe medallion is paranormal. That's all I'm saying.
And
you see, Nick Rekieta is not really an alcoholic. Nick Rekieta is not really an alcoholic. The demon inhabiting him is.
I don't even know how to get a hold of the medallion. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Yo, this dude used to make videos about Kool-Aid and video games. Now he's a now that's a fucking shift.
That's a great. Anybody ever use that one at AA? Fuck your 12 steps, okay? I'm possessed by Satan, and Satan is a fucking alcoholic. This is not my fault. All right, it's his.
This is why we see the life force kind of like draining out of this guy over time, because maybe that's exactly what's going on. Something is feeding off him. I've come up with different classifications of spirits, and parasite spirits are just one of those things. They feed off people, places, and things. So yeah, this is a thing. I'm dead serious here. Over time, he's also gotten talking about sex more and sex acts and things like that, and that's another attribute to this. You know, you get more guttural in all your actions because you have no
inhibitions. Basically what Chris is saying is, yo, I looked at this dude and all he does is massive rails of coke and drink himself stupid and fuck whores. Has to be demons. Now there's a little more to the video, but I think you get the gist of it. He even did a follow-up.
That's one hell of a way to sum up Nick Rekieta. He does massive lines of coke. He gets fucking drunk, and he fucks whores. Like, damn. Okay. So let's see. What was the other one that I was supposed to look at? What the hell, champ? Oh, okay. What was the other one that I was supposed to look at? Fuck. Let me go back in the chat. The monograph section. Okay. The monograph section. Okay, here we go.
Now, Montegraph might be somebody you're all familiar with. Back in the day, I had my own encounter with Monograph. A Monograph, what did I call him? I called him Q Boomer. And he had his little friend, Agent 99 or some shit like that. And they'd go around starting shit with people and threatening them to dox them and do this other shit. And at the time, Monograph was fucking with this guy called Drummer. I think it was Drummer. I think that was the name of the YouTuber. I can't remember 100%. And so, I thought that's fucked up. And then I got into my own little shit-flinging contest with Monograph like 4 or 5 months. Now, I'd like to... I want to give some backstory here because Nick has said on occasion, and you'll see it in the stream as we go over this, that I introduced him to Monograph, but there seems to be like a weird insinuation that somehow I got Nick into this. So I'd like to clear that up real quick for everybody. So here's fact number 1 about Monograph. This is a stream I did with Nick. It's the archived version of it. If you look in the upper right-hand corner and look at the date, it's from the end of June. And if you look at that year, what's that year say? Oh, 2019. Now, Monograph ended up suing Nick Rekieta because Nick started making statements that Monograph was a flagrant pedophile and that he molested boys and different things like that. And then he said, sue me. He challenged Monograph to sue him. But remember, the stream I did with Nick about Monograph and about a lawsuit he was engaged with was in 2019. If you look at this is from Kiwi Farms where they talk about when the lawsuit began. It says on the 11th of January of 2023, through summons issued on December 12th of 2022, Steve Quest, who's Monograph, sued Nick Rekieta for defamation, intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress based on statements made in October of 2022. So that's over 3 fucking years later. Now, if you go back and watch those streams about Monograph that I did with Nick, where we talked about the case, or about the independent ones that I did talking about what he was engaged with Drummer, you'll see that I talk about Monograph as being a Q boomer. I make fun of him for being old and weird and tell him his memes are shit. But that's about the gist of it. I mean, there's nowhere in those streams where I say that Monograph is a pedophile. So I'm not saying that Nick is like insinuating that I'm the one that put him on this path to make these statements, but I never said them myself. And besides that, this is 3 fucking years later. He decides to go off on Monograph. So I just wanted to put that out there to clear that up a little bit. So this all leads into, this is a backstory. So Nick is dealing with this lawsuit, the civil lawsuit with Monograph, who's suing him. He hires like a big boy lawyer, Randazza. Like this is the free speech lawyer. This is the big buck motherfucker that's going to come in and clean house. And he's up against Monograph. He's got like a guy from a strip mall. And
wait a minute. So is Nick still in this lawsuit with Monograph? Because if he is, he's going to have to settle that lawsuit somehow. So, all right, Weeb says yes. Yeah, with everything that Nick has coming up as far as his legal issues, this lawsuit is going to be that's going to be the least of his worries. Like, he needs to settle that now. Now. Jesus. like why what is it with law tubers like getting into lawsuits? Oh my god, it's like, people, come on. Like, y'all are fucking lawyers. Be smarter than this. Randazza is also, wow, 2 lawsuits. Oh yeah, I know. Like the judge that's over his case is the judge. He is one of the judges he was shitting on. Yeah, he's fucked. He's fucked. Jesus. Yeah, Rekieta's just put himself into a fucking corner, hasn't he? He's fucked. I know people are going to say, well, the judge should recuse himself. No, because Nick Rekieta showed bias against the judge. The judge will only need to recuse himself if he's shown bias against Rekieta. And that's not been demonstrated. So no. No. Congratulations, man. I hope that your trip to the bathroom goes very, very well, because you will be making one soon.
They file some kind of appeal or some shit related to the rules under which the case is going to be held, Colorado, Minnesota.
Oh no, did I do a misgendering? My bad. Yeah, she's gonna fuck him over. She's gonna fuck him over. She shouldn't have to recuse herself.
Whatever. And you'd think that's going to be like a clear, easy victory, right? For the big dollar lawyer. That Randazza is going to come in there and he's going to win that case. But Monograph wins it. His lawyer, his strip mall lawyer, wins it. So Nick starts up a stream to talk about the Monty appeal in regards to a civil case that's now been going on for 2 fucking years, based on these statements he made back in October of 2022. And this is really what kickstarts this week. It kind of brings in all these different threads we've looked at for what's going on with Nick Rekieta, and all these kind of weird things that have been happening for the last year or two. All kind of comes to a head with this stream. And it's fucking wild. It is crazy. Nick is completely fucked up on a level that you can't look at and not come away and be like, this guy has an addiction problem. And he's saying some bonkers shit that's going to definitely impact him, not just in his civil case, but in his upcoming criminal cases. We're going to get into the main show. This was just slightly building up a little background to get you into the crazy shit, to get you into some absolute insane shit, where we go over the Monty stream, the arrest, the charges that were filed, just fucking everything. Buckle up, because if you thought he looked a little slosh before, a little off kilter, it's nothing compared to what you're about to see. I mean, there's no denying it. Once you see how he appears on the stream and behaves on this stream, compared to kind of what the police are saying and just everything that's going on, you're going to be like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense why they found a bunch of cocaine and fucking ketamine and whatever else they found in that place. It makes sense that he seems a little off. As I said, this really started with this stream. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it should have been like the big warning flag. The death flag, the red flag, everybody should have seen it and been like, oh, shit's coming down the pipeline after this. But Nick does his stream. He starts his stream. And I'm used to him being over on Rumble. One of the things that you need to know about Nick Rekieta is he had a Rumble contract where he got paid exclusively to kind of stream there. He had to direct people over, and it's this weird shit, kind of flipping between Rumble and YouTube. But I don't know if that contract didn't get renewed, if they dropped him, if there was troubles with the negotiations, what the fuck happened with it. But he's been streaming more on YouTube. So I happened to see that he's over on YouTube streaming pretty late at night. And I was like, oh. And I saw it said Monty. So I thought, oh, maybe like the case is over. So I show up in the chat, and it's about 40 minutes into this thing. And apparently he had gone on a bathroom break, and it had been nearly an hour. He disappeared from, like we do a 5-minute break here, maybe 6 minutes. He just said, hey, I got to go bathroom break or check on my wife or something. And I'll be back in 10, 15 minutes. 45 minutes later, coincidentally, about the amount of time it takes to have a K-hole experience, just saying, he comes back to the stream, and we begin with this. So let's jump into it.
I'm muted. I'm fucking muted. Jim, God damn it. Let me reread this chat. This is from Metokur. Metokur, if I was Asian and gay. He said, what? Metokur says,
"Ooh boy, he is on something." Oh shit.
45 minutes. I think this might be my fault, chat. Hashtag buy a hat. I wish him a million bathroom breaks. It looks like he took it literally. Yeah. Yeah, dude. God damn it. You guys can see I'm fucking tossed. This is great. This is how streaming should be. Everybody's mad if you stream drunk. You know, the one person who's not mad ever on the internet is Metokur. If you stream drunk, he's very happy.
I mean, that is kind of. He does have a point. I did show up, and I was very happy to watch this stream unfold.
So Jim is the longest piss on record. Metokur, I wasn't pissing. Look, it was my time of the month. I had my period. I bled. I recovered. I took Midol in the middle of it, and then here I am. Here I am, my brother. Tell me more about COVID masks. God damn it, you sick fuck. Why don't you ask Minnesotans for help? Jim's out here. He's like, look, my immune system is like a 12-year-old boy at a Catholic church during COVID. Please don't fucking COPD me to death. And I'm like, Jim, God damn it. Let me get your death interview. All I want to do is to make all the money on earth off of your death. God.
Let me just take a moment again to interrupt everybody after he had said he'd like to make some money off my death. Swing on by the merch shop over at metokur.myshopify.com or whatever the fuck it is, and click on the non-practicing merchandise section for all this fantastic merchandise, from Magic Chan posters to puzzles, Breaking Baldo glasses and mugs.
Except we would never admit it. We would just put it on your supple, leprosy riddled shoulders. Where your arm fell off. Your arm fell off. Like, I know you're mid-jerk, but your arm, like the leprosy pervaded your shoulder, your arm fell off. You wouldn't have to try as hard on my shoulders, don't get me wrong.
It's a little bit, we call that in the book writing world, a little bit of foreshadowing, where he's talking about arms falling off from jerking off. You'll see what I mean later on in this stream.
And like falling down, like forearm and upper arm or whatever, that just did it. And I know, but like the leprosy severed of that. I would crowdfund every amount of hat I can to just get your leprosy riddled arm back on your supple Detroit transgender youth at a camp's body, also Jewish.
I like how he sets up.
What the fuck is he even talking about? What in the hell is the madness spewing from his mouth? Holy shit.
It's like these interactions with men on the internet leave me a little befuddled. Coach Red Pill really, and there are video of him saying this, treated me like a father figure, even though he's older than I am. He compared me to his dad. And then Ethan Ralph went on a 20-minute spiel talking about my Jake Gyllenhaal muscles. And now Nick Rekieta is talking about how supple my body is.
A boxing historian, hop in here, my guy. Good to see you.
I don't know what this weird shit is, but it keeps happening.
Just kidding, Jim. I'm literally just kidding. Honestly, I don't give a shit who fucking makes fun of me. I really don't. I hope you live a million more milliseconds or whatever. Dude, seriously, get healthy. Do what you need to do to get healthy. I don't fucking care about this internet shit. It's so stupid. Get what you need to do to get healthy. You're in Minnesota. You're dealing with the same communism as I am. Now on to me, because Jim is an unimportant little faggot wallowing over there like, oh, I'm dying. I've got terminal illnesses or whatever. Like, yeah, that's good. Would you die already so we can grift off your death? Oh, I'm going to do my Metokur stream where I make fun of somebody for 24 hours. Like, Jim, will you just die already? Will you just die?
Why won't you die, Medicare? Jim, why won't you die? In a million milliseconds with your supple Jake Gyllenhaal muscles. Die.
Please, dear Christ, let me tell the world how Black Lagoon is the same as Andy Worski looking to PPP's asshole. Like, will you just do that? And I can cough like 3 times an hour for you? Or I have cancer AIDS. Like, I could just do that. I have a wife named Jade or what? I don't even know. The Jade thing always makes me laugh because I think of the Charles Bronson movies where he hates Asians. So I'm like, yeah, every woman in those movies are named Jade. Why wouldn't Metokur be married to Jade? I don't know. Legitimately, please live. Please. Please live so we can throw you off a snow-covered balcony next year. You can die or whatever. I don't care. Like, I'll throw you into Tim Walz's butthole.
I just love, you know, have you ever been around somebody that's like really shit-faced? They're like really, they're beyond 3 sheets to the wind. They're at 20 sheets at this point. And it's like a flow of consciousness where you don't really, like they're going for, they have like a joke or a premise they're going with, but it like melds into other things. And it's word vomit. It's word vomit, and they're totally into it. And it's almost like you're just watching it like almost stunned fascination, like a documentary. Waiting to hear like some old British man talk about it like he's watching lions and leopards in a pack or some shit.
Or Jacob Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis. Do you know what I'd pay? Jim, please pretend to be a child so I can donate to Make-A-Wish just to have you learn black.
By the way, I had a fucking killer joke for that he never addressed. I don't think he did. When he said, Jim, pretend to be a child.
Hold up. Chat. Somebody else subscribe, please. I just checked the fucking channel. I'm at 666 subscribers. I'm at 666. Hold on. Let me switch over real quick. Oh shit. I'm at 666 subscribers. Oh shit. Somebody else subscribe, damn it. Okay, now we're at 670. Thank God. Okay, good. We're out of the clear. No more fucking demonic shit. Okay. I thought we were about to get a curse. I thought thank you guys. Art, Ear Juice, Keister, Christy, everybody that has subscribed tonight. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. But yeah, like, dang, son, that was scary for a second. All right, let's get back to the video.
In chat, I in chat I had commented and said, I don't know with Vito around if I feel comfortable pretending to be a child, and he never picked up on that one. It was killer. It was gold. Should have mined that one.
People dancing from Jacob Frey and record it. That's all I want to do. My life is literally, I want to watch you learn from Mayor Jacob Frey how to dance like black people. And I want Jacob Frey to learn from you how to not get raped by a gay Cuban. I don't know if I want to pretend to be a child.
What in God's name is he on about, man? Like, what is this train wreck of thought that is happening before my eyes? Jesus.
With Vito in chat.
There we go.
I remember this guy is the father of 5 kids. Just keep that in mind. And this is what he's doing to himself.
Oh my God. No, you can't be a child with Vito in chat. Vito is barred from this chat. He cannot be within 500 internets of this chat. Because if he does, he might find a minor. And if Vito finds a minor on the internet, he literally fucks the CD-ROM drive because he doesn't have a new computer. He fucks the CD-ROM drive until his dick runs Jewish and it circumcises him again.
I think that was Nick Rekieta saying that Vito is a Jewish pedophile. Feel free to clip that one, send it on to Vito.
I did this wrong. There's no innocence here, and you know it. Jim's basically a baby.
It's true.
Nick, what the fuck are you talking about? Vito being a pedophile.
Isn't that the fucking question on everybody's mind? Nick, what the fuck are you talking about? He just spoke for like 1,000 fucking people.
Monograph being a pedophile. Metokur being dead from cancer AIDS. League of Vices being Korean. How is this hard? You've been like, did you piss out your bladder? No, I only pissed for a very short amount of time. What I do the rest of the time is between me and you. Metokur, you want to come on? We come on my face or whatever? God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on.
I swear to God, dude, all the fucking gay jokes. Like, I see this so much, dog, from these people. If y'all are gay or bi, just fucking say it. It's 2024. No one gives a fuck. Jeez.
God damn it.
What the? See, Metokur, do you want to come on my face? What's the next level, chat, beyond a thruple? What would 4 people be? What would we call? Is that a cruple? Quadruple? So it's a quadruple couple, a cruple? A crippled cruple. Is he trying to invite me to become part of the crippled cruple? I'm not sure.
I hate these fucking Korean chat stuff. Why don't you just give us sushi? Would Koreans call sushi if they were Japanese? Sushi. Oh my God. Everybody's fucking losing their minds. It's okay. Guys, I'm fine. Oh my goodness.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. If there was no gay stuff going on in that household, I would be shocked. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked. There was definitely some rainbow bright stuff going on in that household. I guarantee it.
Jim, by the way, how long do you have left to live, Jim? Seriously, I want to know. Because I've had this dream of going.
Okay, everybody's telling me to go to the heart-to-heart part. Should I go ahead and skip to that, or like is there more here? Like is there more here, or should I go ahead and skip to that? Let me know. Yeah, that's totally not gay. Wait, you never done that for your buddies? That's totally not gay. It's totally not gay. How long is this section? Oh, damn, that goes on for a while. Okay, so like what's the craziest thing that happens here? Wait for him threatening Jim with petting his rose bushes. Okay, we'll get to that part.
To your house. You're just sitting outside, like petting your roses or whatever.
Hey, bro, when are you going to die so I can come over to your house and pet your roses? I think he's really pushing for that cruple. I think he's real. Is this how he sweet talked Aaron and April into it? Hey, Aaron, when are you gonna die? By the way, ever get your dick sucked by a dude? Is that how he snuck in those DMs, Aaron?
Do you have flowers? I don't know. Where you live doesn't beget flowers. Petting your whatever your perennials are. Then your perineum. Like, oh God, Jim. I just want you to live through this. Will you please have an enlarged prostate, but then get over it?
He whacks it on stream. So here's the thing. I've seen that actual part of the stream. I haven't seen the build up to it. I haven't seen the build up to it.
And you're like, no, Nick, I can't. COVID has got me. I called government at first. I told them that COVID was going to kill millions of people. And then it did. And I'm like, Jim, the elderly aren't people. Neither are blacks. And you're like, no, but that's who they killed. So it killed old people and black people. I'm like, well, there aren't old black people. So those are white people. And then he killed black people. And you're like, I'm like, Jim, why are you so scared? And you're like, I have COPD of the vagina or whatever.
I'm just as lost, chat, watching this a second time as I was listening to it live, but boy was it entertaining. I don't like I'm talking about like Mayor Frey and gay Cubans moving into petting roses and then COPD of the vagina and COVID. I don't know where we're going with it, but I'm on board.
It's all good over here on civil law. It's all good. Not so good over at the Rekieta household, but over here it's real good. Yo, what's up? All right. In and out. Like an angel's kiss. There 1 second, gone the next. All right.
I just don't want to die from Governor Tim Walz. Jim, I will protect you. I will put my mouth, buttocks, whatever it is, over your fragile, sensitive vagina. I'll save you from that. But your skin isn't going to give you COVID, and I didn't have COVID. What am I? Jewish? I don't have COVID. Come to your house, sit around in your front yard until you come out because you can't stop me anymore. I'm just sitting there meditating over tea or whatever. Like, Jim will come. If I don't build it, Jim will come. You come out, you're like, what are you going to build there, champ? I'm like, I don't know, Slugger. Can I call you Slugger? Because I think I'm older than you. But if I'm not, you look younger than me because you look like you're dying. I want to build a movie theater for you, Jim, to just play Charlie Brown movies for the rest of your life. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 minutes. I want that to happen. And we just have a good time. Why?
You know, the funniest thing I find about this is like when you get this shit-faced drunk, it's you know, like you're on a stream, you're doing this. You can't turn it off. So what you're hearing right now, this pure insanity of just the stream of consciousness that's hard to follow, is probably what the whole family heard around the fucking breakfast table the next morning. Like, this is the shit. They probably had no idea what they were sitting down to. Like, Mom, why is Dad talking about petting roses? What the fuck is going on? A movie theater, Charlie Brown. Mom, I'm scared. And who is that blonde woman, and why is she K-holing at the breakfast table? She should be in the slave quarters.
Why is it so hard? You're like, but I'm in St. Louis Park. You're not. I know. This is a joke. I'm in St. Louis Park. That's where all the Jews are. Jim, how much gold do you have? He's like, enough to mortgage 12 houses. But because they're Jews, 24 houses. 3.5% to maybe 12%.
What the
Jim,
fuck?
don't do it.
What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck? Dude. This can't be real fucking life, can it? What the fuck did any of that shit even mean? Oh my, it's every time with these people. Why is it always the Jews? What the fuck?
Instead, I need you to go. I need you to go to the Mayo Clinic. Hand him a jar of Hellman's and say, please, gentlemen, save me. Save me. Here's Hellman's. Put it on the back of the bread. Put it on a sandwich. Put it on. Oh, God.
You know, I want to take a moment. Many people don't know this, but Nick Rekieta actually is a stand-up comedian. He's done stand-up comedy. Interestingly enough, I think it was for the guy whose wife he ended up fucking. So let's see. Stand-up comedy, future career? Question mark? Yes or no? Let's start that poll. How supportive are we, chat? Come on. I'm thinking we've got the next Jerry Seinfeld here. I'm thinking syndicated TV, maybe an HBO special, sometime on Netflix. How much would you pay to get in for this? Well, what's the top dollar amount you'd be paying to get in for this? Somebody chat, good old LA comedy. That's one way of putting it. I think I found the next career after the law, stand-up comedy.
All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna skip to the masturbation. I can't believe that sentence just came out of my fucking mouth. Where is it?
The biggest people on Twitch do.
The Pacific Ocean. It'll be released in 15 years. Please watch it. I won't.
Well, I can find the clip for that somewhere else. But let's go to the where he trash talks the judge. Like this should be interesting.
Suicide vest on me, and now we're going to get into him talking about the judge.
And then we get to file a motion for.
Oh boy, that's what I'm talking about. It's time to talk about nothing ever goes better for somebody involved in civil or criminal litigation than talking about the judge overseeing the hearings. We've seen this Monty stream. It's kind of. He's just really shit-faced. And, you know, the whole Dear Jim thing, it's weird, but it's funny. But next up is catastrophe. Like, this is such a bad decision. This is such a horrific decision. I can only imagine his lawyer was somehow alerted to this and was watching it like, oh, fuck. Well, you know, to be fair, with Roy Dazza probably charges, he's probably like, keep doing it. Oh, yeah, no, insult the judge more. Because then I get more money representing you. Please, actually, have another drink. You know what? I've changed my mind. I bet Randazza was cheerleading him on. He was cheerleading him on this. So let's see what our boy Ricky Rackets the Rail King has to say about the judge.
And then we get to file a motion for summary judgment after discovery because the judge, Jennifer Fisher, yes, like The Office.
Hold on a second. Vadim, the cold one. A mod for Nick. It's disappointing to see what has happened to him. Wow. Yeah, I'd imagine that since you were a mod for him, I would imagine like this is probably pretty tough to watch. I would think so. All right, let's continue on.
Decided that you needed to have discovery. The only fact outstanding on discovery was Montegraph's alleged damages. I don't know why we need those. I don't know why Montegraph needs those. But that's the thing that was standing out. Everything else was there. Our judge is literally fucking stupid. I'm going to say it. Jennifer Fisher, Chief Judge of Wilmer, Minnesota, Candy, Ohio County, is touched not by an angel, not even by a priest, but probably by retardation. She does not know.
Wow.
So it's a good start. Let's start off by saying that our judge is a fucking retard. Make sure to name her explicitly and the district she serves in so she knows you're explicitly talking about her. And then explain how fucking retarded she is.
Basic facts or elements.
Wow.
Of common law. She doesn't know Minnesota statutory law. When she tries to apply the law to facts, and I know this from previous cases with her, by the way, she gets it wrong.
I love it. He's like, not only is she fucking retarded in my case, but I've worked with this retard. Let me tell you how fucking retarded this retarded water brain is.
And you know what's crazy? I know what people are going to say. Those cases that I had in front of Jennifer Fisher, the chief judge of Candy-Ohio County, when she applied basic common law principles on contract, incorrect. She applied because she said, I can do whatever I want. Basically, she was not at that point judging in the district court. She was judging at the small claims court level. And she said, no, that's not how contracts work. I'm like, Judge, that's how contracts have worked for 450 years. You don't get to just change that. Like, we win. Guess what happened? We won the next time we got to the hearing, because like any boring stereotypical woman, they will sit there and tell you why you're wrong over and over and over again. But lo and behold.
Yeah, so this stupid fucking.
Hold up. So the Robert Barnes thing, I did see that. I'm not even, listen, I'm not a fucking lawyer. I'm not a judge. I do have a degree in political science, for whatever that's worth. But Barnes is completely wrong. I mean, listen, Barnes has got this libertarian view. Barnes has got this libertarian view that, like PJ is saying, and I'm sorry, but libertarians do not know the fucking law. They don't know the fucking law, dude. Because they think that 99% of all the laws, yeah, exactly. They think 99% of all the laws are illegitimate and illegal. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you even part of the system? Why did you even become a lawyer in the first place if you believe the system is evil or whatever the hell? What the fuck? A libertarian lawyer like that's fucking crazy to me. Like, that whole concept's just fucking crazy. Ethan Ralph also did political science, but he never graduated. I graduated, bitch. I got the degree. That's right. But let's continue.
Whore that wears this little fruity black thing. He's got a little gavel on it. Thinks she has power. Dumb bitch. Well, this stupid whore, or is a dog, is Coach Red Pill, Chef Red.
Boxing historian. Am I going live this week? Yeah, I'm gonna stream later this week. For sure. But like, this is probably the biggest stream I've ever had. Like, I'm not even joking. This is probably the biggest stream I've ever had. It's fucking wild. But yeah, I'll definitely be streaming later this week for sure. What about? I don't know. Probably about this, because I'm sure something else is going to happen between now and when I stream next, for sure. Let's see. I mean, you can be a libertarian without being an idiot. I know libertarians that actually know the law and understand you have to follow law. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a libertarian, but there's some libertarians that actually do have some intelligence, but that like some of the people y'all put forward as your public speakers, like, holy shit. But let's continue.
Tell us. Thought she had power over me, but I waved my dick at her. And I'm like, hey, bitch, I'm Ricky Rackets, the Rail King. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but you little retarded ass needs to get the fuck off that bench and lay down, bada boom, you know what I mean? Spread those legs, honey. Oh, I don't want to hear no law officiating. I want you to suck this dick.
If you just wait a day, they'll come around to your thing. They'll go, you know what? You said I said you were wrong, but you weren't wrong. I just really love the taste of liquor being squeezed out of my vagina. And then they drink it. And then they do whatever.
Yeah. Squeezing liquor out of the vagina. Now, let me just time code this. 216. Okay. I've only once in my life seen somebody say something like this to a judge. Only once. And I'm not talking about insane people that are high on meth in the fucking, holding cell at the local jail. I'm talking full-on schizo shit. Would you like to know who said something similar to squeezing out pussy juice to a fucking judge? Would you like to know the one person I've ever encountered that's done that? You might be familiar with him. A little guy by the name of Francis E. Declan Esquire III. They didn't have alphabets, not even numerals. Send an automatic typewriter today. Yeah, that guy. Well, he was a prolific writer, and he hated the legal system. So one day, Francis decided to write a judge and explain to him that his wife was a fucking whore. And it's so close to what Nick is saying, it's spooky. Just take a listen.
As additional evidence, during the last week of my within-mentioned month-long, worse-than-a-farce Nazi court criminal trial in Nassau County Court, 1958, where dwarf-dead felon, gangster, parroting, puppet, rectum, lapper, sodomist Judge William Sullivan's ball of fat felon slut wife, she, as planned, sat in the front row, repeatedly stripping her overclothes and completely pulling up her dress and slip, and pulling aside her old-fashioned pink bloomers in order to display her anus, her conch. She repeatedly gesticulated and whispered, "I'll give it to you to suck. Finish him."
I'll give it to you.
Wow. Damn, son.
You to suck. I have to hear that again. This is what Nick Rekieta sounds like to Judge Jennifer Fisher. This is what she hears in her head when he's going on.
As additional evidence, during the last week of my within-mentioned month-long, worse-than-a-farce Nazi court criminal trial in Nassau County Court, 1958, where dwarf-dead felon, gangster, parroting, puppet, rectum, lapper, sodomist Judge William Sullivan's ball of fat felon slut wife, she, as planned, sat in the front row, repeatedly stripping her overclothes and completely pulling up her dress and slip, and pulling aside her old-fashioned pink bloomers in order to display her anus, her conch. She repeatedly gesticulated and whispered, "I'll give it to you to suck. Finish him."
I love that this is like Nick's legal strategy.
Yo, man. The dude was a schizo? Oh, that makes way too much sense. Jesus, man.
Like Nick is literally his legal strategy. He's sitting down with Randazzo, who charges $40 billion an hour. And he's like, I got it, bro. I'm going to go full Francis E. Declan Esquire on this bitch. I got it, buddy. I'm going to teach this slut a lesson. Gesticulating her cunt, telling me to lick it. That's brilliant. That's going to go over so well in court, buddy.
And then we get to file them.
So well.
And then they drink it. And then they do whatever. And I'm just sitting here going, most of the judges in Kansas County are men. How are they going to squeeze vagina liquor into my mouth? I don't want them to. But
I told you. I fucking told you. It's Francis E. Declan Esquire. Gesticulating her cunt, trying to get me to lick it.
Is that Galifianakis? Am I Barack Obama? Am I Joe Biden? No. I do not want man juice in my mouth. So I go, can you just apply the fucking law? Can you just apply the fucking law? And when they do, they go, holy shit. It supports Nick's client. Here's the thing. I'm not a good lawyer. I didn't win because
there's never been, dude, there's never been a more truthful statement that you have uttered today than that. Why would you think getting shit
that is the most logical thing and coherent thing that Nick Rekieta has said this entire fucking stream.
Face drunk, and then telling the judge overseeing your civil litigation that she is a retarded slut who leaks pussy juice in the courtroom. What the fuck were you thinking?
Because I came up with a novel legal argument. Literally, my clients have good cases. And I go, this person didn't hire that person. They hired someone else. Talk to someone else. Person A did not hire person C. Person A hired person B. Person B quit. Person C sues person A. Person C is not in the company of person B. The court's like, well, why are you there? Like, because these people are working in my house. It should be simple. But why are you there? Why are you in town? Why are you fighting this? I don't know. Freedom matters. My rights matter. If you don't fight the government, they get to just say whatever they want. This is the prosecutors, guys.
Let me take another sip. Maybe I'll have some more brilliant legal positioning to do have another little sip. And then tell the judge about her leaky pussy. This retard with her leaky pussy. I'll see you in court on Monday, Your Honor. Try not to slip and slide. Put out a wet floor sign when you're walking by, you stupid whore. What? It's just... Why? Why would you do this, Nick? Why would you ever do this? Why would you ever go on a live stream and do this? What compelled you to think this was a smart decision? Holy shit, bro.
See, around these parts, we have a name for people like Nick Rekieta. They're called a DDD, a deeply deluded dumbass.
Now, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. But the reason this is particularly funny is the name of the judge, Judge Fisher. And I'm almost 100% certain, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That after he was brought up on charges, again, I'm skipping ahead, the judge that will oversee his criminal trial, can you guess, chat? Can you guess who the judge is who's going to oversee his criminal trial? Take a wild guess at who got assigned Ricky Rackets the Rail King's possession and weapons charges trial. If you guessed the woman he just called a retarded whore whose pussy leaks everywhere, you guessed correctly. Not only does he have a civil case before Her Honor, he also has his fucking legal case, his criminal cocaine case, in front of the woman he just spent 5 minutes calling a dumb whore. Imagine the joy on her face. Imagine the cartwheels she's going to do through the courtroom when Ricky Rackets the Rail King walks in. Because she's seen this. There's no way she hasn't seen this. When he walks in that fucking courtroom and she just looks at him like, oh, do you have a case before me, the retarded whore? Oh, I'm sorry. Trying to slip on my pussy juice. What the fuck? This outclasses anything Ralph has ever done. Ralph has done some dumb shit in court. But like this is next level gamesmanship. This is 4D chess. This is some Donald Trump Orange Man shit. What the fuck am I looking at? We're underwater scuba diving poloing this shit. My best legal strategy is to call her a stupid whore. That's going to get the cocaine charges dropped. Oh my God. We got more. So after the gym stuff and after telling the judge that she's a dumb whore, he of course has to circle back to Monty because we still got that, civil trial going. Let's make sure we fuck that one up too.
I want everybody to remember the first time I talked about Montegraph was when Jim, Mr. Metokur, asked me to come on his show and talk about Montegraph losing a defamation lawsuit against someone calling him a pedophile.
That is true. Montegraph had lost a defamation suit, or he lost a lawsuit against a guy. And I brought on Nick, because Nick was the online lawyer guy, and I wanted to know what he thought. Like, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this guy and how he won this trial against Montegraph?
Because Montegraph wasn't able to intelligibly defend himself from being called a pedophile.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead to the heart-to-heart part of the stream. We're going to skip ahead to that because everybody's been telling me to get to that, so that's what we're going to do.
So let's unpack this. It's a portion of the stream where you get a little serious. Nick Rekieta started his career as a humble family man that grew into wild success with an audience of 100,000 plus, making buku bucks. He was beloved by many people, supported by an extraordinary amount of people, came out with a format that was unique and interesting and got a lot of people their YouTube channels. A lot of LawTubers blew up because of him. Was on the cusp of success and greatness with Netflix and with television and with the news. He was one of the people that really could have parlayed it into something incredible. But that success allowed his vices to take control of him. And these legal proceedings, whether they're true or not, have given you a glimpse behind the curtain, so to speak, Because you could take away all of this. You could take away the warrant. You could say it was bullshit and fraudulent and it should never have been. He could find a great argument to get out of any legal repercussions. They could say that the mandatory reporter was misinformed. They could find something. But the fact of the matter is, you still now know that a mistress was living there. You still now know that they had ketamine and cocaine in their possession, that their fucking house was a disheveled mess, that there are guns all over the fucking place, that there's spent shell casings all over the fucking place. As you see him descend deeper and deeper into drinking, you've watched a man throw away success because this isn't even a midlife crisis. This isn't somebody wanting to sow their wild oats because they missed out on the opportunity. You had it all lined up for you, man. It was all there waiting for you to take it to the next level. You could have done amazing things. And instead you wanted to get high and get drunk and fuck sluts. And it's costing you everything. Your hubris and your ego about this are costing you. I'm not here to talk about the constitutionality of free speech and what you should be able to call Montegraph or not. But I would ask the question, was it worth it? Was it worth putting that financial burden and hardship over your own head and your family's? I'm not here to talk about whether or not an open relationship in a marriage is a good or a bad thing. But was it worth it? Seeing the destruction of Aaron and April's marriage and the effect that it's going to have on your marriage. I'm not here to talk about whether or not somebody should be a daily drinker or if they can be a functional alcoholic. But I'm going to ask you, was it worth it? Getting shit-faced drunk every night and watching your numbers diminish and your fan base shrink and your support go away? And I'm not going to sit here and talk about whether or not it's right or wrong to do illicit substances, whether that's shit that just got legalized in Minnesota like marijuana or completely illegal things like ketamine and cocaine. But again, I'll ask you, was it worth it? Having the police knock down your door and scare the shit out of your kids. Having your wife have to go through a booking proceeding. Having to be embarrassed in front of the internet. Was any of this shit worth it? You stood at the precipice of success and you threw it away. For what? Momentary pleasure. You get a little high, you get a little drunk, you get your cock sucked, and your life falls apart. You threw away the idyllic American dream for what? 5 minutes of pleasure? To all those people out there that want to get big in YouTube, this is a good example of really what not to do. You know, right now VTubing is becoming a big thing. A lot of VTubers out there are killing it. And great, good on them. I love it. You know, people like Peppa and Kirsch and all of them. You know, go out and cultivate your fan base, make your product, build your brand, make your money, and plan for your future. Don't get caught up in how famous or popular you are. Put your fucking money away. Buy a house, buy a car. Because by the time your curve is done in 3 or 4 or 5 years, you'll be so far ahead of the game. You'll be set on not having to worry about rent, not having to worry about mortgage, not having to worry about a car or debt or bullshit. You'll be able to live your life how you want to live it. You'll have a chance at that idyllic American dream. Don't do what Nick did. Don't let your ego get the better of you. Don't give in to the momentary dick suckings and cocaine binges and alcohol benders because you're popular for the moment. Don't let those daydream fantasies of revenge against people that told you you'd never make it overtake your rationality. Don't do what this guy did. Otherwise, it's going to be you in the booking photo. And you don't want that. You don't want to be the mugshot. Nobody does. You don't want to be Nick Rekieta with a black eye and people asking, why is his wife getting charged for physical abuse of the children? Why is a woman living in his house? Why is he so drunk? Why were there drugs found? Why was there guns found? Do you think this is something that's easily repaired, Nick? Or anybody watching this? It's not. The damage that's been done from this week alone will have repercussions throughout the rest of your life. It will be the underpinning of any argument you and your wife have about who's responsible for it and how badly things got fucked up. It will affect your relationship with your homeschooling group and your church and your neighborhood and your neighbors, because you'll be the guy whose mugshot they saw, and they'll hear all these fucking stories, and whether or not they're true or how true they are or how factually accurate they are or how far off the mark they are, they'll still know they found a bunch of coke and ketamine and fucking guns. They'll still know some chick you were banging was living there, and they'll ask themselves, what kind of neighbor is this guy? And how fucking reliable is he? I just don't get it. I don't know what happened, man. You really were one of the people that had the best chance, Nick. You really were. You really had the best chance of turning it into something amazing. And I don't know why you've thrown it away. And I don't understand that I can't comprehend why you've thrown it away for so little. You traded it in for so little. You took something that had the potential to grant you an amazing life, and you pissed it away for nothing. And, that's what makes me lean towards there really being a problem with alcohol or drugs. Because no rational person that's sober would do that. But an addict would. They wouldn't be able to weigh the pros and cons, the benefits and the penalties. They'd be living in the now. They'd care about that dopamine hit more than anything else. This isn't even me moral fagging. I'm not trying to get preachy with you. I'm genuinely fucking confused. I know you've got a lot of people you talk to. You've got friends and different associates in real life and online. None of them grabbed you by the arm and said, stop? Or the ones that did you pay them no heed? You never woke up one morning hungover feeling like shit with a black eye like you're in your mugshot and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want my life to be this. I can do better than this. You had so much going for you. Your kids would have grown up and said, that's my dad on television. That guy is my dad, and he's on TV because he's smart and he's successful and he's motivated, and people fucking love the shit that he does. That's where you were. They would have been going to school and bragging. Now what the fuck are they going to say? Oh, yeah, that's my dad in the mugshot. Why would you throw it away, man? Why would you piss that away? I just don't get it. I really don't. Few people are offered the opportunity to have that kind of success. And you really were smart in how you did it. I try not to take that away from you, especially when I talked about it before. A lot of people say, oh, people have done legal shit on the internet before. They've done law tube stuff before. They have. But that was your idea. The way you did it, the format, the flow of it, the feel of it, that was you, man. That was your creative energy behind it. That was your chance to brand it and capitalize on it and fucking be a rising star with it. And you chose to throw it away. And I just don't fucking understand it. I just don't get it. I hope I hope there's not abuse shit going on with the kids. I hope that the fucking mandatory reporter brought up concerns that were just related to drug use. I hope there's not crazy shit that's going to come out, man, because I don't know if I can take it. I really don't. Because you don't strike me as a piece of shit, Nick. You don't. You don't strike me as a bad person. You never have. And it would be heartbreaking if that turns out to be false. That would fuck me up. If it was Ethan Ralph or some other piece of shit on the internet, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would with you. Maybe I just bought hook, line, and sinker, the bullshit at the beginning. The humble family man. I don't know. But that's who I saw you as being, that's who I thought you really were. And I still hope that you really are. But like I said at the beginning, you can't tell an alcoholic or a drug addict to fix themselves because they won't. They have to decide to do it. And no matter what you think rock bottom is, They have to decide what it is. For some people, rock bottom is a mild inconvenience. It's running out of money when they need it, or it's being in a bit of an uncomfortable situation. For other people, it's being completely homeless and covered in shit until it's rock bottom. I don't know what yours is. One would hope this is. So I don't know. It's depressing. It's just depressing. It's depressing to see potential fall apart like that. And to see something that seems so good, at least on the outside, crumble apart.
That was a pretty powerful statement. I think one of the things that really pisses me off about Nick is that, I mean, what was just said is correct. Like, this guy, he made it. He had one of the best jobs that you can get. I mean, if I was making the type of money that he is off of YouTube, I would never squander that. I would never try and screw that up. And it's like he just, I think that's part of what pisses me off. Like, he had the ability to have a nice, easy, comfortable job, make a lot of money off of it in order to provide a great life for himself and his family. And just for momentary, fleeting, transient pleasure, he threw it all away. And I would never do that. And that way of thinking is something that I just cannot comprehend. I can't wrap my mind around it. I really can't. For backstory, for part of Jim being so upset, he wanted to have kids, but he is terminally ill. So he and his wife decided not to have kids. Nick has the life he... That is fucking heartbreaking. When you see somebody have everything that you wanted and then they go and destroy it and they burn it to the ground, that is a very unique kind of pain that is, very few people will understand that. But God, that's awful. I really hope you're joking, Elizabeth. Maybe Caleb will get clean. Maybe. We'll see. If she's leaving Nick, that's a good first step. He might get lucky since he's a first-time offender. But a lot of people have turned against him at this point. He may survive the legal court, but he will not survive the court of public opinion. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I'm not crying, but my eyes are watery right now. Like that. That's powerful. Let's see if there's any more to it. I think after this we'll wrap it up and call it a stream, but let's see if there's anything more to it.
You're such an idiot, man. You're such a fucking idiot. I wish you the best, Nick. I do. I hope you get through it. I hope you fix yourself. I hope I hope you can fix this. Because it would be sad to see a good family torn apart over shit like this. And it's shit that's going to live with your family with your kids and your wife, and it's it's not going to go away, but it is something you could repair if you put the effort into it. And I don't know if you'll ever see the same success you saw on YouTube again, but you could still climb back, and you could still have a happy life. You could still have that ideal life that most people seem to strive for. And I just hope that you're not stupid enough to not try. I hope that you're smart enough to understand that you could get it if you really put in the effort. I don't know what started this all. I don't know why you decided to go down the path that you did. But I think, based on my interactions with you, that you're a better man than that, and that you could still fix it. I know it's easy for a lot of people to shit on you and just do it unrepentantly, and that's fine. I'm not here to judge. Everybody's got their own opinion. But I can't reconcile what you are now with what I was introduced to. And I hope that there's still a piece of that in you, and that that piece wins out. And that there aren't more mugshots. Rather, Christmas cards from the family than mugshots, Nick, is what you should be aiming for. So, best of luck. I really hope there's not kid shit involved in this. And I don't know what else to say. Sorry, folks. I don't have like a eloquent ender for you. That was a real ender for you. An honest opinion from a hat salesman. Look at Jim Bean. Oh my God, Counselor Jim Bean, such a nice guy. Yeah, don't forget, I'm also selling merch based on his misery. Oh, I'm such a cunt. Remember, Metokur.
Man. Yeah, I don't know what to say after that, man. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. That's heartbreaking. I mean, that really is. I guess to bring this full circle, that's just those poor fucking kids, man. Those poor fucking kids, man. I don't understand the people that are blaming the kids. I don't understand you sick fuckers. I really don't. Is EVS still streaming? Is EVS still streaming? I kind of want to see what's going on with him. Yes, he is.
Huh. Like, I would have thought that this would be part of the counter that she's leaning on. Because, look, this...
Okay, he's just talking about it. I think this is a Rippaverse comic. All right, there's fucking... That's a fucking sad statement in and of itself. Somebody please, somebody that's closer to EVS than I am, somebody please knock some sense into this guy. Because I really don't want to have to do this. You know what I mean? I really don't want to have to unsubscribe, but it's getting nauseating. I mean, it really is getting fucking nauseating when you start blaming the kids for the crimes of their parents. All right. Let's end the stream on something a little more lighthearted. Because I can't go to sleep like this. I can't. That fucking body, I'm telling you right now, when that body cam footage comes out, we're streaming. So you guys know what to do. Subscribe so you guys can be made aware when that happens. Because we're definitely going to be checking that out for sure. But until then, let's leave things off on something a little more lighthearted. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what to type in to get this to pop up. Yeah, here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law Explaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law. Anyway, well, we've got one major topic today. The result, nailing it.
Yes. Lord have mercy. Take care, Andrus. Take care. Thomas, wait a minute. Thomas Rolu? I'll look into him. But let's end the stream with this.
Why is my camera so? I'm trying to shut this show down. Turn off the stream. Go to bed. Turn off it, actually. And the stream. Go away. Why? Why would you do this? Don't let any other person destroy you. You get to destroy you. They don't. No matter who it is. So, cheers to you. Don't be beaten by a process. Don't be beaten by a result. Only be beaten by yourself when you're alone. Damn.
Wow. That's foreshadowing if there ever was. Damn. Guys, this has probably been my biggest stream yet. I know it's been my biggest stream yet. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the love, all the support, all the super chats, all the subs. Just fucking wow. Yeah, exactly. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Y'all have a good one. Take care of your families because Nick Rekieta does not take care of his. Be better than Nick. I know that's a low bar, but be better than Nick, okay? I'll see you guys later. I will probably be streaming again later this week. Probably about the Rekieta stuff, maybe something else. I don't know. We'll see. But you guys are amazing. And all the new faces around here, appreciate it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go do a line of Coke.